Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Burrito. Today we are starting at least the Witches of Dathomir theme park. The Witches of Dathomir theme park is level 90 content that I highly recommend players get into at some point. Specifically, the Force sensitive kind, Jedi, as it is one of the best ways to access color crystals that will give your lightsaber 6% elemental damage in acid or heat, or both if you want to allocate a little bit more time. There's also some cool aesthetic rewards. It used to be a little bit more coveted to do Witches of Dathomir for crafters. Legends, that's been changed a little bit, and I'll go over why as we're doing it. But let's go ahead and get started. We're going to speak with Omogg's representative here on Dathomir, and we're at the trade outpost to the north. I could deactivate their relay waypoint. We don't need that today. But let's speak with this Trandoshan. This purple Trandoshan popped up in some bright blue chitin armor. Very stylish. They say, hey, you, are you interested in making some easy credits? Easy credits? Excuse me if I'm a little skeptical. All I need is for you to take a quick trip out to a couple of scenic spots not too far away. I'm collecting pictures, sales material actually, for the planet. I need pictures that will make Dathomir look like a beautiful and peaceful planet. Dathomir? Beautiful? Peaceful? It's just a little harmless marketing. And I'm going to say, why not? I'll take the job. Perfect. Your first stop will be some local waterfalls. So we're going to accept this. And we're going to jump right up here. And we're going to, this quest is called Walkabout. And we're going to go down to the majestic Misty Falls. Now, again, this theme park is recommended for level 90. If you're not quite level 90, you can do this as a group of like level 80s and ups. But, you know, I would recommend being level 90, maybe having a little gear, or at least bringing some friends with you as usual. So the reason I talked about earlier that this used to be really good for traders is because doing this quest series and gaining access to the rewards later on can reward you with, I think it was called like, it's somebody's holocron, I forget the name, it's a Dathomirian name. But you get this holocron item, and then part of that you can craft a scanning bracelet, or crafter's bracelet, I forget what it was called. And it would give you, with a perfect craft, it can give you a 3% chance increase of amazing success when experimenting, which was critical and really useful for crafting some of the best items on the server. With Bespin, though, they introduced jewelry sets similar to the heroic jewelry sets in Aurelia for traders, and those actually give you a higher amazing success chance with a full set than the crafting scanning interface does, which I believe that's the name of the item that I'm talking about. This crafting scanning interface is still useful to have before getting those jewelry sets, and if you're somebody who says wants to earn everything and not really, you know, buy accommodations, gear, and what have you from other players, then I would still recommend doing Witches of Dathomir first, because getting the crafting scanner interface and capping it, while that would take a bit of time, maybe 6-ish hours, 6-ish, 8 hours if you have combat characters and some ITVs and such. It's pretty easy to craft and cap. The resource requirement isn't too bad. Comparatively to grind out all of the combination materials that you need to get a full set of Bespin jewelry for your crafter, it would require a bit of time gathering all those resources yourself. Or quite a bit of credits purchasing them off other players. Some players used to assemble and sell packs for grinding those combinations. I'm not sure how well that market's doing right now, as I feel like a lot of people maybe have already gotten the sets they want. But if you wanted to buy a full set of that off of somebody else, I think it'd run you like 20-ish mil, maybe down to 15 mil. So pretty expensive if you buy the set whole up. It might be more expensive, honestly, to buy all the resources and grind it yourself. I'm not sure, again, what the current situation is, but I won't see the crafting scanning bracelets useless, but it's not as coveted as it used to be. But here we are at the majestic Misty Falls, and we get updates saying, good, that should look great. And the brochure, next I need a picture of the wide open plains of Dathomir. Try to keep any monsters out of the picture. Hilariously, we got in combat with one of the local wildlife while we were doing that, but that's okay. Also, I don't think we got a badge. I think there is a badge here. I don't remember. You know what? I don't need a badge hunt. Also getting contacted by somebody else saying, well, look at you. I think you might be just what I'm looking for. Do not be alarmed. This is a simple spell of mind speech. This mysterious woman is contacting us. We'll learn more about her as we keep going, though. But yeah, so I recommend highly doing this if you're a Jedi looking to round out all of your elements, or you just need access to one good element. The only easier 6% elemental damage color crystal I would say that currently exists in Legends is Bane's Heart was boosted to 6% damage, which was dropped by NK Necrosis. That also sells for a pretty low price on the Bazaar, as it's not too rare of a drop and not too hard to farm. So you could also probably buy it for maybe $1 or so. But that's 6% electricity. Electricity, while a good entry point, you might want to, be rocking heat or acid instead and eventually get cold. A lot of the Legends content that has been introduced will want you to have all 4 of the elements. But for your main element, I wouldn't recommend electricity due to how the proc works, especially with the proc in groups. It's much more valuable to be rocking like cold or acid or even heat. But we're almost here to the open plains, which you can see, it's pretty open. Unfortunately, Dathomir is extremely hilly. It's known to be like that for crafters, making it pretty difficult to place harvesters here, so that's why everyone kind of hates Dathomir. We're contacted by the mysterious woman again, saying, I have a small task for you, my pet. I'm already someone's pet. I think this is derogatory because I'm Bothan, by the way. No, everyone gets the same line, but she says, next, not far from here, you'll find a crashed spaceship. One of the few times I use spaceship instead of starship. Anyways, I need you to go there and search the wreckage. So for some reason, we're not questioning this at all, which again, this is not coming over our communicator, even though your text box says it will. It's coming in via mind speech. If you're ever on Dathomir, you start hearing voices in your head, you probably should leave. Just a general saying. That's not because it's Dathomir, that's because if I'm on any planet that's mostly spiders and I start hearing voices in my head, I know it's going to be a bad time. We're at the crashed starship. I'm not going to call it a spaceship. You see, so there's some purbles hanging out here, level 80. So we're going to make sure we're buffed up, as I'm going to be taking this one a little bit seriously, but we're going to be running damage power-ups. We're going to have to click these containers, but I'm pretty sure they're going to want to piss us off. So, this is not the remains of the Chunthor, just a useless old pile of metal. I need to think this over. I'll call you when I need you again. Okay, well, I didn't have to fight any of them. Yay! Just kind of snuck in, got the update. So let's return to Omogg's representative back at the trade outpost. I think we're going to have to drive a little bit. Yeah. Wait, what's this? Is this someone's harvester or a hut? Who put an equipment factory all the way out here in the middle of Dathomir, and for what purpose? Was someone AFK farming the purbles? Because I think we're a little bit far from the one of the special locations still, so I don't know what that would be there. Either way. Back at the trade outpost, let's go back and speak with Omogg's stylish Trandoshan and hot blue armor. It's like marker blue. Omogg representative says, you're back. I got the holograms. Great. I hope there will be enough holograms without monsters, witches, and other horrors to put together a good-looking brochure. Well, good luck. Wait, I think I'll need some more pictures. Interested in a second trip? Yeah, why not? Great. Your first stop will be the northwest of here. Wow. So, luckily, this one's not too far away, so we'll just drive there. This theme park has you going all over Dathomir, and I would highly recommend doing this whether you're in a group or doing this solo. If you're doing the solo, to have travel ITVs where you can store locations. So, like the G9 freighter or the Haas Snowspeeder. Preferably the G9 at the minimum, as I believe at one point we're going to be logging at least 3 places. And you can mix that up with also adding a camp if you need to save travel locations. With a Hoth, Snowspeeder, you might be a little bit, you might be getting a little hungry on locations. We have both, though, so we're going to be utilizing both. If you're doing this in a group, though, you can utilize multiple camps with shuttle beacons to point A to B faster. Similarly, since this is Legends, you have 3 characters logged in simultaneously. You could have multiple characters logging different travel points in their ITVs, or just drop multiple camps. When I did this theme park, I was doing it with at least two to 3 characters at a time, as I did this with all 5 of my characters before. So that's definitely something I would recommend, as it will save you some time. Similarly, there are AT-AT heads programmed to some of the locations, specifically the Singing Mountain Clan area we're going to right now, and the Nightsister Stronghold. If you did the Aurelia prequests like we did previously, you should have travel service from Aurelia to the Nightsister Stronghold as well. if you don't know where an AT-AT head is, or you just haven't logged that location, or you just want to skip driving in 200, 300 meters. So here we are at this location. This woman comes over our brain with mind speech and says, "Be careful, my pet. The witches of the Singing Mountain should not be underestimated. While their weapons might appear simple, their spells make them formidable opponents. Though not as hostile as the Nightsisters, the witches of the Singing Mountain won't show you any mercy if they see you as a threat." And here's some Singing Mountain clan that we can't attack. They got a nice little hut here. But now we're going to have to travel north to Lush Jungle. There's a potted plant in here too, which is actually, oh no, I gotta kill this planeswalker really fast. If you go in the hut though, where the near these Mutations are, there's this large potted plant style too you can click on. You might have spotted these around the galaxies at other locations we've been to or starports. This is part of a collection. This one's a little out of the way for the potted plant collection, so if you're out here doing this, just click it while you're here, save yourself some time later. But let's go travel a little bit further northwest to the Lush Jungle, which is going to be an area we're going to be visiting later, much later in the theme park. But part of this is it wants to introduce these areas to us, as a lot of the introductory quests at theme parks or quest areas tend to do, which is not a bad way to do it. Get the player oriented with locations, then you have them go back and build out the lore. You saw it over the legacy quests, you saw it over Kashyyyk, etc. All right, so we're coming up on the Lush Jungle now, and Dathomir does have a lot of jungle attire, specifically the northern 2/3 of the map. Yeah, there's some sections that don't have as much trees, but they're just as hilly. And, you know, I'll count that as a jungle. It's a jungle for placing a harvester now. All right, so we come here to this flat area, and this woman contacts it saying, "You should be careful here. This is the territory of the Spider Clan. The witches of this clan are well known for their giant spiders they breed for battle. As for how their spiders grow to such sizes, some say it's the steady diet of off-worlders and naughty children the spiders are said to enjoy." No matter where you go in the galaxy, there's some story to scare children. So we have to go to Red Rock Outcrop, which if you open your points of interest is the Nightsister Stronghold. So I'm going to take a little hop, skip, and a jump shortcut using Aurelia travel to get there. So one moment. All right, so we're over here at Red Rock Outcrop now. So let's see if the mysterious woman will contact us via our brain space again. She does, and she says, "Below is the stronghold of the Nightsisters. They are a clan of witches that has turned away from the teachings of Mother Alia." Yes, Alia's Holocron, that's the name. I knew it was an A name, but I couldn't remember. That's the component for crafting the bracelet. Either way, she continues saying, "I have heard Outworlders, with a capital O, describe them by saying that they have embraced the dark side of the Force. They wage a never-ending war, both physical and spiritual, with the other witch clans. These witches are cruel, powerful, and brutal." Where's my Oxford comma? All right, well, we got to go back to the trade outpost and speak with Omogg, because apparently we were taking holograms of all these areas. I am not sure why they would want holograms. A Nightsister Stronghold, Singing Mountain Clan, or the Spider Clan, as they wanted pictures of things that wouldn't scare people off. But, you know, whatever. Maybe he's just going to do some extreme Photoshop. Or Holoshop? Back with Omogg's representative. They say, "Welcome back. Here's the holograms I recorded. Not bad. We might be able to use some of these." Woman contacts again, says, "Now that you've finished your little holo-taking task, come see me. I think you might suit my purpose again." So we're going to have to drive pretty far out. We're going to take another little shortcut here. I definitely know AT-AT heads are logged to that spot. So we're going to go to someone's travel center and take a little skip. Save me a little bit of driving. So I'm calling one of my ITVs, and I'm going to overwrite one of my previous locations. I'm going to name it Rubina. I'll call it, which is a Dathomir with Woad. Because why not? But we are at the next location. So we're going to drive over to meet the mysterious witch. I guess I already spoiled her name, but that's fine. It's not really a spoiler, is it? So here's Rubina. Looking pretty fierce between these two baskets. I'm going to speak with her, and she says, "Ah, we finally meet in person, my pet. You said something about suiting your purpose? Indeed, I did. Well remembered. When you feel that you are up to the challenge, speak with me again." Okay. "I wish for you to assist me with a few small tasks. I require an agent to infiltrate either the Singing Mountain Clan or the Nightsisters. That agent is to be you. First, however, you must perform tasks to gain favor with the clan mother of your choice. So you can either say, give me a task, I want more information, how am I to my attempts to gain favor. If this was me, I'd be like, can you give me more info? Of course, dearie, what do you want to ask? Oh my goodness. For story purposes, let's read these together, huh? Why do I need to gain favor? You don't expect the clans to just let anyone in, do you? Using the task you perform, I can get you a foot in the door, so to speak. Of course, if you help one clan, you anger the other, but this is the way these things go sometimes. If I help one clan, the other won't like me? Correct. These clans are completely opposed to each other. As you aid one, you anger the other. But fear not, though, there are two paths you can go by. In the long run, there is time to change the trail you follow. So this is, mechanically speaking, say you wanted to get the acid 6% color crystal from the Singing Mountain clan, which the basket's name is Singing Mountain Clan storage basket. Someone put in a little extra I there. Oopsies. But so say you want to go with Singing Mountain Clan first. You can gain favor with them, gain access, and help them out. But say that you also want the 6% heat color crystal from Nightsisters. You can then come back to Rubina, do tasks to earn favor for Nightsisters. You won't have access to Singing Mountain Clan anymore, but you can gain access to Nightsisters. So you can go between the two. So we're going to say, once I start to help one clan, how do I change? Simple, my pet. You do more to help the other clan. The task and present you can be repeated as many times in the end, and it's up to you to choose the benefit. Yeah, so she just explained that. How about more information? Why do you need an agent to infiltrate a clan? I am too well known by both clans to do it myself, of course. When you have shown enough support for one clan or the other, I present your case to that clan mother and speak on your behalf so that they may allow you inside. How about, who are the witches of Dathomir anyway? There was once an outworlder, Alia, who was banished from her people. She arrived on Dathomir and, through her great magics, tamed the mighty Rancor and gathered the peoples into a single great clan. The women became daughters of Alia, and the men their slaves. Who are the Singing Mountain clan? Over time, the daughters of Alia have become known to outworlders, not capital O this time, as the witches of Dathomir, and have splintered into a number of smaller clans. The largest of these clans are the Singing Mountain. Who are the Nightsisters? Which is the Dathomir who break with Alia's Book of Law, are exiled, so live in solitude and contemplation until they are purified and can return to the Singing Mountain. Some never return. Many of these have gathered together in their own clan. In Outworlder terms, they would be the Sith to the Singing Mountain clan Jedi. This is under the assumption that everybody knows who the Sith and Jedi are, and I believe even in old canon, almost nobody in the era of the Galactic Civil War knew who the hell the Sith were, or even during the Clone Wars. So not the best comparison, maybe breaking the fourth wall a little bit, but we'll let it slide. Let's go. Who or what is the Spider Clan? Not all exiled outcasts that do fail to return to the Singing Mountain join with the Nightsisters. Some of these have banded together and learned to use the great spiders as other witches do Rancor. They are the mutual enemy of the Singing Mountain and Nightsisters alike because the Singing Mountain clan and Nightsisters are based and they think spiders are icky. Do these witches really use magic? That would depend on your definition of magic. But the daughters of Alia cast spells, Outworlder Jedi call the Force. Why did she just struggle with that now? Whatever. Who's to say which is the more correct? Do these witches really use... Wait, I'm sorry. Did that one... what was it I need to do again? Just a few simple tasks. My pet to influence the clan. Okay. Just in case you already forgot what we're doing after going through all those options. How am I going, and then, so the third option, how am I doing in my attempts to gain favor of the clan? She basically gives you an appraisal. She says, your current Stanley is balanced in the Twilight and show no real preference toward the Nightsister Singing Mountain clan. So unlike a lot of the other factions in this game, where if you open your character sheet and go to factions, you won't have a score that shows up here. Because the factional score that is listed here for Singing Mountain clan and Nightsister is separate, I guess. So they implemented a new scoring system that you can only access by asking Rubina. It's not a big deal, but just don't let this confuse you. These are separate. Don't conflate it. All right, so let's ask for a task. There are a number of ways you can assist the clans and gain favor. Three come most readily to mind: gather herbs, eliminate enemies, and offer wisdom. We are going to do all three, and then I'm going to say what I think the most efficient is, based on how I did this last time. We can ask about the three options first, though, and see what she says. Of course, which we like to learn more about. So let's talk about herbs. The Singing Mountain clan use the various herbal plants around Dathomir for their healing properties. The Nightsisters, well, what can heal can often harm. Where can I find these herbal plants? Oh, all over Dathomir. There are likely several near you even now. Yep, there's one right there. Just look carefully as you travel, and I'm sure you'll find one. And I just think it's funny as she described it as like an Easter egg hunt, which I guess it kind of is. I like the other, I'll talk about the other ones. Give me a task. Tell me more of 3 options. Enemies. The Rancor of Dathomir are actually quite intelligent and serve the clans in a number of ways. However, the bestial mutant Rancor are an abomination of both clans. Similarly, the Spider clan work against Singing Mountain clan and Nightsister alike. So this one have us killing mutant Rancors or Spider clan members. I can handle those. What do I do after eliminating them? Collect proof of your deeds. Many of the witches of the Spider clan have a patch of giant spider silk sewn into their clothing. And, of course, the mutant Rancor are well known for their teeth. Okay. And then lastly, we can ask about... I like to offer my wisdom. Wait, didn't ask about it. Okay, give me a task. Tell me more. Wisdom. Among the wishes of the Singing Mountain, crimes are punishable by exile. In order to return to her clan, she must spend time in purification, at least a year and a day. Sometimes, however, these exiles choose to continue the path they began and join the Nightsisters. That still doesn't explain the wisdom part. Some of these exile outcasts are at a crossroads. The right word could influence them greatly in deciding to return to the Singing Mountain or become Nightsister. Okay, so we have our 3 ideas. We have our 3 tasks: collect herbs, kill, offer wisdom. We're gonna start with collecting herbs as we do it right here. I'm gonna do each of these at least once, and then I'll share with you all again what I think the most efficient is. So I'm gonna ask her, give me a task. I'm gonna say I would like to gather herbs they need. Bring them back here and place them in the baskets to show which clan you support, and we'll get a prologue seed jar as a reward. So we have to collect 3 Reiner leaves, redwood leaves, gray bush leaves, Ogmoil plant leaves, and lesser plant leaves. So here we go. We love clicking. So if you're a crafter or entertainer doing this solo, this is one of the activities people recommend you do, as it's not combat oriented. Offering wisdom is not combat oriented either, I think. Actually, no, it is. Never mind. Yeah, so the other 2 options will have you doing combat. This one will just have you clicking things. So if you're a crafter or entertainer doing this without a combat class, this is generally what you do. You just run around and click plants. Oh, we also gather 5 herbs. So the areas we can find the herbs, because she says all over Dathomir, that's not true. Well, it's not incorrect. It's true from a certain point of view. There's herbs around this watery lake area that Rubina hangs out. There are herbs around the Singing Mountain clan home. It's not called a fortress or a stronghold, but it kind of is. Singing Mountain clan lair, we'll go with that one. And then there's some around the Nightsister Stronghold. So if you have a hard time finding stuff here, or maybe somebody else is here clicking plants, I'd recommend going to one of the other 2 locations to go click plants. They might appear in other places, but I don't know that. Those are just the places I usually would look. But this is part of the reason why I would say that this is going to take a little bit of time, as there's a lot of traveling and clicking in this theme park. If I had to recall, I believe this will take a few hours. Not just clicking plants, but doing everything. So let me explain that. So there are 3 main sections of this theme park in my mind. There's the introductory section, which is speaking with Omogg's representative, driving around the planet, collecting hollow recorders, and getting Rubina mind speeching to you. Part 2 is working with Rubina to build up your faction points. Well, not your faction points, but your faction score, your hidden score, the thing that I talked about earlier, for one of the 2 clans. Obviously, going with your representative, especially if you're using a relay travel to skip going to the Nightsister Stronghold quickly, doesn't take very long. That took us not even like half an hour, really. This section, building up your score for one of the two factions, I think takes at least 3 hours if you're doing it fast. Oh, good. We get an alert saying you've gathered enough of that type of herb. You've been rewarded for your extra whatever. Just thank you for gathering extra herbs. I've rewarded you with a few extra credits. I don't know how many credits it didn't say, but anyways, yeah, I haven't done this theme park introduction in a couple of years. I did it within the first few months after kind of getting settled on Legends as level 90s and getting all 5 of my characters through it. So I'm a little bit hazy on the detail of how long this took me, but I remember spending a lot of time in this part of the theme park. But once you get past Rubina's mini game section, you get into the main chunk of the theme park, which is helping out one of the clans, which there is a narrative-driven main quest, you could say, where you have to be gaining favor with different representatives within the clan, similar to how Jabba's Palace theme park is. You have to talk to one member of the clan to get access to another, which then lets you get further and further, and eventually you're talking to the clan mother. And the clan mother will give you some main unrepeatable quests that you can go do that will give you unique rewards or just a unique experience overall. And then finally, she'll give you some repeatable quests to do where you can earn the clan's currency, as the clans can give you different currencies that I've mentioned before. So if you have the box of achievements, you can actually see them here. The currencies are Dathomir Amber, Spider Silk, Rancor Teeth, Waffle Leather, and Rare Dried Herbs, and those are used to purchase specific rewards from clan vendors. And then each clan also has a unique quest for crafters looking to get Alia's Holocron. I will not be doing that, as this character isn't currently a crafter. And like I said, due to how the new crafting sets were implemented with the Bespin update, they have somewhat de-incentivized you getting that in the first place. It's still worth something and still useful, but not as big as it used to. So that was the last one today. Rubina says you have gathered a sufficient number of herbs, bring them back and place them in storage. So we'll go over here. And I am making the in-character decision for my character here. I feel that Vum has been pretty bloodthirsty and go-getting and respects strength and so far, but also liberty and freedom. And she feels that maybe the Night Sisters represent that a little bit more than the Singing Mountain clan. They have the strength and power and want to claim their own freedom, and maybe she finds them being more ambitious than the Singing Mountain clan, who are maybe too strict on the rules based on Rubina's description. So we're gonna add this to the Nightsister storage basket. And then we're going to talk to Rubina. She says, you've decided to give the Nightsister the herbs you've gathered. Yes, they may use to grow them ever more powerful. Indeed, my thanks for your efforts, dearie, capital D. And then we get a prologue seed jar, which is a jar that contains seed and soil. Wonder what would happen if someone planted them. If we open it, you get a schematic for a small potted tree. Wow. So basically it generates this crafting schematic for furniture. Neat. But let's speak with Rubina again. And then if we do how am I doing so far, you can see you have not shown support for either clan, because the amount, I don't know how many points you get for doing either one. I'm sure people could figure this out since the SWG code is out there, but the herb collecting doesn't get you very much. And as you can see, it takes a bit of time and there's a bit of chance involved due to, you know, the plant spawning. You need certain plant types, and the plant types that spawn are specific types, so it could take a bit of time to find the right ones. But let's say give me a task, and now let's do, I would like to assist in eliminating the enemies of the clan. Bring back proof of your deeds and place them in the basket of your choice to indicate which clan you support. And for this one, you get a miniature replica of a Malchlock, a Shearmite, or Reptilian Flyer model. And we can accept. Eliminate mutant rancors. So we gotta go kill mutant rancors, yeehaw. And they are way out there. Is that even a POI? Nope. So this mission, it gives you a waypoint to go to a certain location, kill some things, then go back. So let's go do that. For full visibility, the first 5 times I did this with my other characters, I did Singing Mountain Clan for everyone. The characters' narrative roleplay lean more towards the Singing Mountain Clan being the kinder of the two clans. They still both do slavery, and they're still both hostile. But the Singing Mountain clan seem like the lesser two evils. So, and then the rest of the characters just fall suit just for simplicity. So, since I was doing them in groups of 2 or 3, it was just easier to bring them all back to the same place. But since I'm doing this with a single character this time, and it feels more in character to side with the Nightsisters here, we're doing the Nightsisters. I would say that between the two clans, I typically see people side with the Nightsisters more than the Singing Mountain clan. But I think that's because the Nightsisters seem more prevalent in Star Wars lore and media, even in the older Legacy period. Obviously, in current canon, they're very prevalent, being features in the Clone Wars show, having appearing in like the new live-action shows, etc., etc. So there's a lot of affinity for the Nightsisters in general. So I get it. They're also the edgier clan. They're like, ooh, evil. One thing that I don't like about, I guess, legacy continuity regarding the Nightsisters, and which is Dathomir's, they talk about, you know, the Force as, or they talk about their magical powers as being maybe magic or maybe the Force. They're not sure. The in current canon, they do a better job of differentiating that. Let's see, Mutant Rancor is level 89. He's a toughie. Oh my goodness, there's someone else here. That's amazing. I didn't expect to see anyone else out here. Let's go, bitch. So yeah, they're level 89 elites. Pretty strong. That's why I was saying earlier you might want to, you know, be level 90 for this. Just to lead in him. I knew my AoEs were gonna bring some heat. So as you can tell, the Mutant Rancors don't spawn exactly in one spot. They're gonna spawn up and down around this area. So we're gonna do our best to get them all here. Luckily though, Vum just dumpsters in terms of damage here. So these guys aren't too strong for us. Even with their dampened pain up, we just eat them alive. Certain ranged Rancor, not right. Cool. Luckily there's some more out here than I thought. That or that other Jedi. Or they have a pretty good respawn rate. I kind of expected to be a little bit starved for Rancor since another player seemed to be here, but not having too hard of a time finding them. Why is my quest progress still only 1 of 5? Oh, it's because it's a % chance to get a tooth. I forgot about that. Well, we got one off that one at least. It's not just kill them. It's kill them and hope that, I guess, you don't destroy one of their teeth. And, you know, Vum using grenades and artillery strikes. While that does not have a mechanical bearing, maybe, you know, RP-wise in my brain it does. Or maybe if you're a Jedi, you just swing your lightsaber a little too high and you cause some errant dental problems for the poor thing. Don't you shaking me. Because we're here in Dathomir, I have to point out, shouts to reptilian flyers. They're like probably the coolest creature NPCs on this planet. I know Rancors have movie, you know, potential. Rancors are cool, but these things actually look kind of like dragons, which elevates them in like real evil-looking bastards. So they definitely go into S tier. Rancors I put in A tier. They get bumped down a notch because I think they get overused a little bit. I can't take them that seriously anymore as like a threat because how often they appear in like Star Wars games and media. Still good. They are very cool creatures. Not knocking them, just saying. What's up, Jackie Daytona? You're new to the game and kind of stuck on a quest in the quarantine zone in Dathomir. Curious, there's some other like quest lines you can go after for a bit. You're like level 20. Have you done the Tatooine Legacy, or did you immediately use Jabba's comm link to go to the quarantine zone? Because the quarantine zone, while it offers quests from like level 10 to level 90, they're not very... The difficulty ramps up way too fast to use that as a leveling option, unfortunately. Typically, I recommend... You were doing quests on Tatooine and it brought you to Dathomir. Yeah, so the what happened was you used the Jabba's Comlink item, and that gave you the Quarantine Zone pre-quest, because the Quarantine Zone was added as part of an update, and the way they integrated it, they just gave everyone's Jabba's Comlink. Hold on. I actually have the wiki pulled up, and I can send you exactly what... I could send you the exact page you need to look at. You did do that shit. Yeah, it was easy, right? It was just driving around a bunch, then all of a sudden you're in a zone with like thousands of zombies that are actually pretty tough. All right. If you haven't done this, this is where I recommend going instead. You're going to be a little over-leveled for it. You'll have to keep questing and tap for jump. Oh, thanks for following. It sounds like you probably did some of this, and then you maybe just got sidetracked. So I would just catch up. So this actually lists out all the quests for the Legacy quests. So if you hit J to open your journal, you should have a section called Legacy. Like, and it might be hard to see on my screen, but like this. And so if you open that, I have show completed quests here, but you don't need to have that checked. You should see like one of these quests named in here. Just continue from there. If you don't have that, then just start from the beginning. It's good. You're going to be over leveled for a while, but eventually you get to Jabba's Palace and be able to continue it. Then you go to Naboo. The only other place you can really quest as a level 20 right now is to go to Kashyyyk, but a lot of the NPCs won't talk to you until you're like level 30, I think, and you need some piloting to do the lowest level ones. And honestly, the lowest level quests at Kashyyyk are not very fun. I can say that because I just did them recently. But yeah, don't do Quarantine Zone. Honestly, save that to level 90 and find a group for it. Like, even I'm very experienced, and I've been selling a lot of stuff that's meant for groups, and even the Quarantine Zone is something that I would not recommend a solo. Like, eventually gets to the part where it's just luck if you're trying to do it solo. Yeah, no problem. It's easy to get sidetracked in this game, especially when they stick an item that gives you a quest in your inventory and then just doesn't give you any context. They're like, here you go. And you're like, wait, what am I doing? So I don't blame you on that one. I see a lot of people actually do that, where they start on the Quarantine Zone, end up in the zombie zone. They're like, wait, why are there like level 40s over there? I am level 10. What's going on? And again, don't blame them. The Quarantine Zone also just sucks to be in because you can't use mounts when you're inside it. So when you're low level, you only have your normal class speed boost if your class gets one. Well, so to be fair, though, for the Quarantine Zone, what you need to do to gain access to the high-level quest anyway. So if you ever want to go back and do the high-level quest with friends or other players, you already did a lot of the legwork, so... No, you did not screw up the character. Like, I haven't done the Quarantine Zone quest yet. I'd have to do the exact same thing you did. You did nothing wrong. And like I said, you're going to be over-leveled for a lot of the quests for a little while, but one, that's a normal Legends experience. In my video series, you see that I'm over-leveled for most stuff. And then two, all it does is means you get through the quest faster. Because especially like Tatooine and Naboo Legacy, it's mostly just point A, point B. So if you're a little bit higher level, it's no problem. You just get through it quicker. So you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't break the character. You don't need to restart. What you did was totally fine. All right, but either way, we are back with Rubina. Rubina, after having defeated the enough mutant rancors to get teeth, and we're going to talk to her after we pick a basket. We're going to pick Nightsister again. So you've contributed the trophies for your carnage to the Nightsister. Yes, I hope they can still feel the pain and fear held in each piece. Again, the Nightsisters are edgelords. So we say yes, and she's like, indeed, my thanks for your efforts. So we could pick a reward. I'm going to pick the Reptilian Flyer because I just talked him up. And we could do that again to get more models if we wanted. I don't know why this one's blue when they're usually red, but whatever. I still like him. So if you want to collect all the furniture, that's something you can do. Now for the last one is sharing wisdom. So let's offer our wisdom. Show which clan you support by convincing an outcast to join it. And for this one, we'll be able to pick one of these paintings. So this one gives you to go speak to one of the... There's like 3 or 4 locations, one of this being outside the trade outpost here. And we have to go talk to a Nightsister, or a Singing Mountain clan member in exile, and basically vouch for one clan or the other. Okay, so we're going back to the trade outpost. We're going to mount up, and you can see that The witch is a little bit under 1,000 meters. So again, lore-wise, these are witches that have been in exile for at least a year and 1 day. And now we are going to go offer our wisdom and suggest they either rejoin the Singing Mountain clan, which they were outcasted from, or they go join the Nightsisters, and they remain that way. So this is the first one. You can get a few. There's a few different locations where these might appear that you'd have to go to. This is actually the most convenient one, since you can just use any travel ITV to go back to trade outpost and then just zip right out. All right, so we're coming up on the Outcast Witch, and when you get near her, you want to stop and make sure you got some buffs going. There's the Alpha Bulma here. I'm going to pull him away. All right. And we're going to approach the Outcast Witch to speak with her. We're going to speak with her and says, I do not know if I believe that Rubina really exists, but I do know that I can use some help. Give me 3 situations and I'll do my best to help. A clan elder is blind and no longer has strength in her hands. So based on what our wisdom here is, it will either lean towards suggesting the Singing Mountain clan or the Nightsisters. Luckily, it's kind of obvious based on the descriptions Rubina gave us. So the first one says, if she cannot craft, cook, or kill, then she should be slain as a burden, or elders hold wisdom, and that is their contribution in value. So obviously, the more ruthless one is Nightsister. The more gentle one we'll go with is the Singing Mountain clan. We're going Nightsister though, so I'm gonna take that one. Interesting. I will consider it. Are you ready for a second situation? I am. The tide of battle has turned against me and my clan. The clan mother has called for a retreat. I see a clan sister fall, wounded. Leave her to fend for herself. If she's strong enough, she'll survive. Stop and aid your fallen clan sister. Nope. Survival of the fittest. Yes, I see. And how? Now the final situation. I'm ready. Let me hear it. The clan sister seeks the love of her slave. Teach her a spell to control his mind and bind his will to hers. That's fucked up. Counsel her in the ways in which the might win his heart. Enchantment spell. I thank you for your honesty. You've given me much to consider. Like what? Many thanks. You have helped me to see the wisdom of the Nightsisters. So you're joining the Nightsisters? Yes. When my year and a day exile is over, I will travel to the Nightsister Stronghold. You have my gratitude. And that's it. I'm going to drop an ITV here. Luckily, you can drop them pretty close. I'm going to say trade sister. Hey, let's go back to Rubina. Rubina says, so through your input, the Nightsisters have gained. Yes, it seems that I feel pretty much the way the Nightsisters do about the number of things. Who knew? Just flashing through her mind of slaying endless number of stormtroopers and just like 1,000-yard stare. Anyways, so indeed, thanks for your efforts. So we could pick one. I'm really gonna pick the first one. Again, this is repeatable. You can keep getting as many of these Dathomir forest sceneries as you want, or any of the other ones. So those are the 3 options. My opinion is do the one that you enjoy the most or you feel is the appropriate roleplay for your character. However, I like being efficient, and I prefer doing the wisdom because 1, I can quickly get around using my ITVs or camps. 2, it's not a chance drop like with slaying any of the creatures that we'll have to go kill. And 3, I don't have to pull weeds. And you'll never be competing with other players. So we're just going to be doing the wisdom prompt repeatedly until we have enough faction reputation to join the Nightsisters. Yeah, like I said, this is going to take a while. So buckle up, cowboys and cowgirls and cowfolks. Here we go. You know, I could go to a travel station and take a shortcut to the Imperial prison. That'd probably save me 1,000 meters of driving, but I guess we'll just coast. You haven't picked a side yet for Imperial Rebellion. You went to one of them and didn't continue because you weren't sure which one to pick. Oh, okay. In regards to picking a side for the Rebellion or Imperials, Narratively, it doesn't make too much of a difference. It really just changes who you report to. So in the case of Tatooine, you're either going to be reporting back to Anchorhead or Bespin, basically. You're going to be doing the same quests and the same content. You're just going to be helping one side or the other and gaining faction points for that side. To join one side, I think you need like 200 faction points, which is really easy to get, especially if you pick that one side. But again, you don't actually have to ally with either side. You just have to commit to helping one of the other sides. You can remain neutral for the entire quest line if you really want. I did the rebel camp because my character, I wanted to be a rebel, so it aligned. But again, say you pick to do rebel and then you later feel like, you know what, I want my character to join the Empire. All you need to do is earn Imperial faction points. And once you get, I think, 200, a positive 200, you can just join up. You can get faction points by doing quests, repeatable quests, or if you ask somebody of the Imperial faction, they can actually delegate faction points to you via command. So they can just give you 5,000 faction points, so you're breaking even, and then you can just go earn like 200 more or whatever. Keep in mind, though, if you're switching sides in the conflict, there's a 48-hour cooldown to do so. So right now I'm Rebel. If I want to go Imperial, I'd have to go to a Rebel recruiter, leave the faction, wait 2 days, and then I can join Imperial. It prevents people from cheesing stuff or just flip-flopping. So, not bad, though. Okay, let's see. We are at the next Outcast Witch, so let's see if I can find a spot for my ITV. I don't think I'm too close. I think it's just the terrain here sucks. Aha. Alright, so this one is kind of near the Imperial prison, so we're going to say Prison Witch. That's how I'll remember this one. Alright, so the reason earlier I said that both of these are, the latter options are combat-oriented is because when you come to the areas, NPCs might just be spawned on top of them, so you might need to clear them out to safely speak with the witch. Traders and entertainers could do this opposed to picking weeds, but keep in mind that maybe you might have a Rancor or a giant spider squatting on a top of a witch, or maybe even Nightsisters are singing Mountain Clan, so that's why I'm like, you probably want to stick to herbs if you're not combatant. Either way, we're going to answer her questions again. I'm just going to blast through these as you kind of get the general concept, and if I keep reading them out, especially the same ones, you're all probably going to get tired of that, so... However, this one's funny. This one's different. I have been sent to establish trade with the Far clan. The clan mother is agreeable to trade, but insults my clan during the dinner. Angrily, Slayer, your clan need not stand for this disrespect. Though I'm a warrior, I have been asked by the clan elder to bring in a flock of Erd beasts. Coerce a lesser clan sister to do the task, but take credit for yourself. God, Nightsisters really are shitlords, huh? At least in this context. I caught my favored slave sharing the sleeping pallets of another clan sister. Angrily strike them both down for their betrayal. Alright, that's it. Back to Rubina. I might have to make a waypoint to where I found this ITV spot. That way, I'm just going to do that. That way I don't struggle dropping it every time we're here, because we're going to be coming back here. You're back in the Legacy quest line. No problem, Jackie Daytona. I'm glad that I was able to help you get back on path. This game, no matter what iteration of it that you play, can be have a learning curve. And while there's existing documentation, knowing which documentation to look at can be hard, considering there's so much of it, and there's so much of it for other versions of the game. So when everyone's like, I got lost, I'm like, hey, I do not blame you. That is completely reasonable. I have definitely gotten lost in this game a few times myself. The best example was the very first time I tried to craft. I was like, what am I doing? What? And then I just dumped it, and the next time I came back and played, it became like my favorite part about the game. Sometimes you also just need to like be like, ugh, and then come back to it later. Or space. Space was another one that I think I tried space like 3 times before I actually was like, oh, This is what's appealing about it. Definitely took me a while. Even with direction, I was like, I don't get it. And then finally, like, I put in enough effort to get like a little halfway over to Ace, and then I started getting into like using flight commands and building out ships, and I was like, oh, this is the thing people like. All right, so this is the witch that is living outside the science outpost. So we're gonna. You can probably already guess what I'm going to name the ITV here, but let's find a suitable spot for it. I think my Hawthorne's science witch. Once we get all these ITV logged, it'll be pretty easy to A to B this. Oh yeah, also the herbal plants spawn around them too, though I don't know why you would drive all the way out here to only get 5 clicks. The mysterious crone Rubina has taken interest in me and sent you to speak with me? Amazing. Well then, let us delay no further. Yeah. In a duel to death, I have disarmed my opponent. Slayer for weakness. I am faced with an enemy patrol and risk capture or worse. The use of a forbidden spell would ensure my freedom. If you have the power, use it to gain victory. I encounter a fledgling rancor whose mother has been slain. Use the force of your greater will to overpower its mind, ensuring that it will serve you without question. All right. You know, I don't like to think Vum is evil, just like more willing to get her hands dirty. This shit's just evil. There's no other way to cut it. Wow, why can't I? Oh, did a creature lair spawn here? Why can't I had my ITV like right here, right? Am I insane? It's gonna call that ITV too. Dathomirian terrain, just the worst. All right, back with Rubina again. Yep, helped her see the Nightsisters are cool. Another painting. Give me a task. Offer my wisdom. Okay. And for those of you who say, well, we saw herbs there, can't you double dip? No, Rubina just says, I believe you are busy, my pet. Come back and speak with me when you were free. So no, unfortunately, you can't take like the herb quest and then the wisdom quest and double dip. Be nice if you could. Wait, maybe you can. Let me do some trickery in the next. Let me do some pro gamer skills in the next one. It's not a pro gamer skill. It's an exploit. Well, it's not an exploit. It's a unintended option. Oh wait, no. If I do grab double, she might force me to complete the herbal one before talking to her again. Yeah, never mind. So what I was talking about is, if anyone's ever watched me go to Restus, there's a trick where if you some of the NPCs for Restus can give you 2 quests. Some of them you can only have 1 at a time. So like an example is you can either have the destroy an antenna quest or destroy an enemy NPC leader. But if you take the antenna quest, get the quest pop up, don't accept it, talk to the NPC again, accept the antenna quest, and then ask for the quest for the enemy journal. You can have both. You might be able to do the same thing here, but I don't think she'll let you talk to her until you complete both quests. And I'm not about to go gather randomly generated herbs. So you can try that if you want. You can try that. I'm not gonna. Also, sometimes that like makes NPCs in the quest system have a brain fart, and I'd rather not break anything. Okay, this looks like an okay spot. Ah, yeah, this is the one that's surrounded by Nightsisters. We'll call this the jungle one. Jungle Witch. There's an ITV to Rubina, is there? No. Just checking something. Okay, this is one where we might get in a little combat here. There's some dense Nightsister spawns. This is why, again, if you're doing this as a non-combat profession solo, you might just want to opt to collect herbs. My clan sister and I battle against a rogue Rancor, which I defeat, but which she believes she did. Proudly claim the victory and defend your honor with a duel if necessary. While hunting, I find my path blocked by a small patrol from a rival clan. Sneak past them or go well around. No, confront them. It is only through conflict that we grow and evolve. During a pitched battle, I see a clan sister desert her post. As she flees, she is set upon by several enemies. Leave the coward to fight alone and earn the fate she deserves. Okay. If you click the herb, it says you aren't sure what to do. Maybe you should ask a witch. I'm going to actually update this to here. Okay, I think there's another spot where we have to go to a Nightsister Witch. So I'm either going to drop a camp soon for Rubina, or I'm going to maybe drop one of the logged ITV locations. I think of the scenery. All right, so we've gotten one of each of the sceneries now, one of each of the paintings, and we've done the Slay and our bequest. Let's see what we're doing, how we're doing. You have given most of your support for the night to Nightsisters. Unfortunately, we can't progress any further yet. Still, we have to show more support to the Nightsisters, so more wisdom time. Back to the Jungle Witch. Back to where we just were. That happens sometimes. Again, the wishes you have to visit are randomly generated. They're picked from our list. Let's see here. Nope, this is the same as before. Okay, so the witches ask the same things, it looks like, based on the one you visit. So, yeah, I'm not going to read any duplicates. Again, I'm actually surprised to see people work on the Witches of the Dathomir theme park right now. It's not... Granted, both of them, when we see you as Jedi, so maybe they're working towards those color crystals, which makes sense, but... It is a weekend, but at the same time, again, like I said earlier, in the US, today's actually Super Bowl Sunday, so I expected the server to be a little quiet. But I know not everyone's a football fan, or maybe they're watching it on the side while playing. Okay, hey, look, we got Nightsister Outcast Collection. You have been rewarded the Nightsister Tapestry. Okay. And I'll just pick the forest one again. Let's take a look at that tapestry. Wow. Smoky. Let's take a look at that collection. Oh, yeah, here we go. Which is Dathomir Theme Park. Nightsister Herb Collection. A jar of Nightsister seeds from the mysterious Rubina. So if you collect herbs 5 times, you get that. And if you do mutant rancors, you get it. What do you get? A miniature replica. Oh, do I want to go for the completionist here and start doing the other missions? Okay, we'll do it. Give me the let's do this. Let's do 4 more Slayer tasks while I still have some buffs running. It's actually near this. So this time we're going to be fighting spiders, which is actually pretty close to the ITV I logged earlier for the Jungle Witch. So we'll go that way. Again, if you're looking for efficiency, just spank out the wisdom tasks. But I have decided that, you know what? For completion and variety, let's do the other ones and get the other rewards. Why not? So this one, we have to kill Spider Clan members. So this one will count towards our Mutant Rancor collection. But it might start another one. So you might have to do a lot of slaying missions. If my will starts to wane, we'll switch gears back to wisdom. But We'll see. Be fun to collect them all. I have an idea for, so I have a house on Vum, but I haven't done anything with it other than use it as storage. I'm thinking about turning it into a museum of sorts of Vum's adventures. I know, not very original, but given the 1-to-90 series, it feels kind of still appropriate. Alright, so these are level 81 elites, so a little bit easier than the mutant rancors, which, you know, makes sense. I think killing a giant rancor is probably harder than... Well, I guess Akvamin's tougher, but Akvamin's, like, abnormally strong. So whatever. Oh, don't worry about it. Just the mutant rancors being stronger makes sense. Okay, luckily, this might not be a chance drop like the rancors. This might just be a gimme. That or I have good luck so far. I haven't had a misdrop yet. Okay, there we go. It's nothing found. Kind of interesting that the, I know they just dropped these Spider Clan members out here, and then the rest is just wild spawns, but I don't know, it might have been more fitting to actually at least put some spiders out here. Especially since we're supposed to be in the jungly area, but whatever. I guess this looks like a plains, but whatever. One thing I'll say that's been really nice about doing this as an officer, I don't have any action problems. I mean, if I get unlucky on procs, we've seen that come up, but doing this as a smuggler, especially if you didn't have your 5-piece already, 5-piece scoundrel set to be specific, man, you'd be action starved. Anyone here's also played a rifle bounty hunter knows exactly what I'm talking about. Just no action, so you might spend a little bit more time waiting for stuff action to come back. Granted, you can go to the entertainer and still get, you know, action cost reduction, have officer tax, etc., but no one is as action rich as a general's aspect officer, that's for sure. Okay, that's the last one we need. Let's go back to Rubina. Back with Rubina, we're gonna offer these trophies to the Nightsisters, speak with her, and say, yep. We picked the Reptilian Flyer last time. Look at the Sheer Might. And let's get another Slay quest. We have to go kill more Spider Clan members in the same spot. And let's check our collections. Yep, Spider Clan Hunter, and then we'll get a miniature replica. It's probably a miniature replica of the spider, not the clan members, as funny as that would be. Bro, show me your Nightsister Spider Clan Singing Mountain Clan member figurine collection. Be like collecting Barbie dolls. One thing that I wish that this theme park had, at least during this introductory period, is the outcasts. The outcasts in exile, they have like little tents or areas that have a little bit of decoration. So it feels actually like you went somewhere at least. The mutant rancors and Spider Clan members are just kind of slapped in an empty spot at Dathomir. It's not really that scenic or interesting. I wish they had not a copy and paste bunker and not a full like Nightsister Stronghold, but you know, something that looks like they're camped there for some reason, not just, you know, standing out in the middle of nowhere for no reason. Obviously, I recommend being fully buffed for this, intergroup or not. Just makes this part go faster if you're doing max damage. As you can see, not too worried about survivability. They don't hit as hard as, or they don't hit too hard. Oh my goodness, die. I had dampen pain and then like the really dodgy pet defensive on at the same time. Brutal. Nice thing is that since all these NPCs like to be melee, it's easy to group them up, at least. Yeah, see, we got dampen pain for the damage reduction. And, probably becomes impenetrable. Reduce damage taken by 100%. Fucking rude, dude. Yo, get the... I was wondering, I'm like, why am I taking so much damage all of a sudden? This Rancor is up in my business. It's another reason why I don't recommend doing the slaying quest, because not only is it a % chance drop of actually getting the item you need, You could end up with a bunch of like random spawns of enemies on you like that. Don't you electrocute me, question mark? You're losing health due to being electrified. Okay. It kind of made a force choke sound effect though, but whatever. Back to Rubina. I guess the perk of doing the slaying quest is you can fill up your inventory with some loot. I guess. Personally, that's not terribly attractive for me. I'd rather just get through the theme park. But again, going for completionist stuff here. Also might be more fun to do a little bit of variety. Damn, Rubina, you fucking pissed at the Spider Clan today. 3 in a row, huh? I mean, I'd also probably just tell people to go kill Spider Clan members, but whatever. I think it's 50-50. It's all either Spider Clan or Mutant Rancors. So this is not like crazy odds or anything. It just happens. If you're ever on long drives, a good thing to do is sort all the furniture loot you get. For reference, these repeatable quest furniture loot items do not go for very much in terms of credits. They're not too difficult to get. The items you get from completing collections, though, probably go for a little bit more, since they have a little bit more rarity, since like once per character, probably. I don't think the collections are repeatable. One thing that I do wish that they did is that they made the Spider Clan more visually distinct from the Nightsisters. They look pretty much like the Nightsisters. I know the Singing Mountain Clan looks a bit different, but the Spider Clan just looks like renamed Nightsisters. Maybe make them look more spidery somehow. I don't know. Even though I guess the Spider Clans is basically discount Drow. Yeah, they're just Drow, huh? Got a bunch of Nightsisters standing next to a bunch of Spider Clan NPCs. I'm just gonna keep using Paint Target to pull them away from each other. I don't need to kill the Nightsisters, so I'm just not gonna. Defeating Nightsisters won't hurt your standing, I believe. Again, I don't think this is tied to faction points at all. It's just your task progress, so I'm curious to see if I can complete the collections before I max out my faction reputation. Please drop something. Okay, took me 4 Spider Clan members to get 1 more drop. Brutal, dude. Okay, that's enough for Rubina. Let's go back again. Spider Clan again. Here we go. This would be number 4. I was doing some reading on previous versions of Star Wars Galaxies, so pre-CU and CU. And I was trying to figure out the mechanical differences and changes specifically between the games. I mean, I know the broad strokes, right? Like, CU got rid of combat queuing, NGE, increased the level cap. Like, I know that, but I was trying to find some more detailed notes. So I was rereading patch notes and announcements and archive forum FAQs. And I totally forgot that, like, in pre-CU, they patched out group XP counting in full, and they did it Dungeons and Dragons style, where like 1 kill would then split XP between the group. So then basically everyone stopped grouping up because it was too easy to solo stuff anyway. So it's completely de-incentivized grouping up in the first place. And that had to get reintroduced with the CU. Cracks me up. I get how they're like, wow, we need to slow people down leveling up, especially in groups. How do we do that? Just start splitting XP. And I'm like, you can't change the core system like that. I mean, now I know we have hindsight, right? But yeah, not a great idea. Just gonna stop attacking the Planeswalker altogether. And for any who are wondering, why does he keep calling it Planeswalker? I can't pronounce its actual name, like Malkclock. Malkclock? It's kind of a mouthful. Oh, we got really good luck on this one. Oh yeah, I guess one perk of slaying the Spider Clans is they do drop holocrons. So if I get really lucky, we can get a rare one. Probably won't, but we could. It's on the table. Okay, so after that, how many did we do that? That actually took less time than I thought you would that it would. I said it was gonna take hours, but it didn't. I now have I can actually continue the theme park. So it didn't take 3 hours. That took only like an hour and a half total. So that was like what? Gathered herbs once, did wisdom. We did wisdom 5 times, and then we did sling quests. Um, 5 times. So five, so 11. So maybe after like 10 quests, you might have enough just to progress. So yeah, I guess if you want to complete these, you got to go out of your way, focus them more, or maybe I'll complete them if I flip sides at some point. But for the sake of time, we're going to continue on. Either way, Rubina says, "You have done very well. I have spread the word among the Nightsisters, and they now know your name. I believe they will now trust you enough to talk with you. Use this to gain their full trust. Very well. Where do I go? You need to travel to the Nightsister Stronghold. Wow. Finally. Go back to the Nightsister Stronghold. All right, so we're going to go meet Doorkeeper Sake, which is very similar to Sate, who's the treasonous admiral you meet in Lost Star Destroyer instance, so that's funny. So one problem of siding with the Night Sisters is they're still not gonna hate you. So getting in and out of their stronghold is a little bit more tricky than the Singing Mountain clan. Certainly in character for the Night Sisters, but inconvenient nonetheless. So I'm going to try and avoid combat with the patrol to save time. Spooky door open. Spooky door open. Y'all just leave skeletons on your front door? That seems unhygienic. Metal, but unhygienic. Unless you scatter those bones later and they're bleach and they're just props. Anyway, here's a gatekeeper's sake, and as you can see, we can't get any. Oh, we can. All right, well, you're a terrible doorkeeper. But I don't think anyone else wants to talk to us. You do not possess the skills I'm looking for. That's probably the crafter quest giver of this area. I have no use for you right now. Be gone! Yeah. But as we saw over here, though, this is bigger than I thought it was going to be. The Sea Mountain Clan area is kind of like a little tight and tidy. All right, we can collect the Nightsister Energy Lance for a weapons collection. And then we'll talk to the gatekeeper. Salutations, Outworlder. The recommendation of Rubina carries power and respect in our clan. It is wise for you to respect the Night Sisters as well. We have the expectation of mutual benefit from a unique short-term partnership with you. You are welcome, outsider, if it is so. My thanks. What now? And we got Friend of the Night Sisters collection, Night Sisters Trust, and Night Sister Respected badge. Cool. I assume you seek the most powerful Night Sister, Spellweaver Lindra. She is expecting you. Continue within until you come to some stairs leading up to the higher chambers. Lindra's chamber is behind the door to your right as you top the stairs. I have a few questions, I guess? I can provide you with some information. Do be alert. It is unwise to wander these halls with a vapid, lost expression on your face. One might get the impression you do not belong here. Not safe, that. Okay, so move with a purpose, she's saying. Got it. What will I find within? Continue ahead through the next 2 doors. You will encounter our sage. He keeps the way of making for our clan and teaches those who show promise. Way of making, I assume, crafting. I have more questions. Anyone needs some killing done? As I mentioned, Lindra is deadly and driven. She seeks your outside perspective and skill. Top, stairs, right. Do also speak with Kaias in the same chamber. She is always in need of some fresh meat. Any other useful info? Try not to appear foolish. And beyond, I can provide you with information or might I find goods for purchase? At the heart of our stronghold is a chamber where our provisions are kept. A stairway leads up from that room to the upper chambers. Our vendor is authorized to share some of the clan's provisions. Our clan will provide a means of exchange for you to prove a worthy ally. That's my cue. Bye. Off you go. That was kind of polite slash threatening. Honestly, it was more polite than I expected, given the reputation the Nightsisters have cultivated. Sage still, yeah, you don't possess the skills, so yeah, you have to be a crafter to talk to her. That's probably Feralia's holocron. Herbalist Satra says, ah, you are finally here. You've been expecting me? Of course, I have been, fool. Why do I always have to deal with the simple-minded ones? I'll try to use small words. Damn, coming off harsh. Simple-minded, whatever, I'll play along. Please explain to me. I use special plants to make special things. Drugs? These plants must be found and gathered for me. Spice? You are here to gather them and store them for me. Understand? How do I know which plants to pick? Where do I store them when I'm done? There are some simple descriptions, simple enough even for you. When you have all the herbs I require, simply bring them back here and store them in the nearby basket. Damn it, am I doing this? Sure. Where do I find the herbs? Oh, all over. Do I have to hold your hand? Some of the other sisters of the night have special places which they have discovered. Maybe you should bother them. Now be gone. And then she'll give us some of the Nightsister, some of the currency, which is this currency? Fine. Let's go do the herb thing again for everyone's edification. Okay, so like I said, they will appear around here, but because the Nightsisters still want to kill us all, let's be a little careful. So I'm going to keep my overhead map up here to keep sight of Nightsister. Again, I can beat them. I just rather not if I don't have to, you know? It just seems like a waste of time. I do appreciate that the Rancors path along with the Nightsisters. It's like they're taking their dogs for a walk, except the dogs are 2 stories tall and monstrous. I believe that collecting herbs is another option that persists for those who are crafters and entertainers, so that you are not forced into doing combat. I kind of wish that more effort was placed for non-combatant roles to have more engaging activities. But, hey man, I get it. Shit's hard. Dev time's dev time. I'm glad that with the Bespin edition, entertainers were given something to do. Sure, it still comes down to dancing and tooting your horn, but at least that's in line with what entertainers do, like the theater quest line. Similarly, crafters actually have a crafting quest where they have to have some okay resources and have some manufactured components prepared and, you know, do a little bit of experimentation to get the maximum yield. Not just Restus, hey, go craft 5 carbines or 2 rocket launchers or whatever. Which is terrible, don't ever do that. If you could complete the Restus quest using items from factory crates, you'd print money. But that's why you can't. You have to go sit and craft each item by hand that they need. I remember one time I had a friend be like, hey, could you just like make crates of rocket launchers and then turn them in at Restus for like easy comms? And I'm like, I did the math for like how much a comm usually goes for and like what it costs for me to make a shitty rocket launcher. And it'd totally be worth it if it worked, but it doesn't. The way the crafting quest works is it gives you the quest, and then you have to have the item produced by your crafting tool. And you won't be able, the quest won't progress to the turn-in unless you actually craft the item, which makes sense. If you were able to just literally print rocket launchers, then exchange them for Restus comms, you'd crash the comm market pretty fast. Is that the worst thing in the world? No, but probably not great either. So I'm clicking every plant, even if it's a plant type that I don't need, just because that gets it out of the pool, and then it might spawn a different plant. Know what I mean? So for those of you who might be seeing, there are pirates hanging out here in the Nightsister Stronghold, and if you're confused by that, it's because if you're a smuggler doing the underworld smuggling missions, one of the possible delivery locations is the NPC that is hanging out over here. If I can get on my jetpack. This guy up on the hill here, Morris, he's one of the possible delivery locations. And they added these pirates here because when you're doing the smuggling missions, there are certain NPCs around the delivery locations that will be hostile to the smuggler. So pirates, mercenaries, police forces, etc. And so that's why there's these pirates here pathing around. Personally, I think it looks kind of silly. I don't know why the Nightsisters would allow a bunch of pirates to squat in their stronghold, but hey, man, whatever. There might be a lore explanation for that somewhere. I don't remember reading it, but then again, when I was doing those smuggling missions, I just kind of blacked out and slammed those out. They're not the most engaging content, but they are necessary for a smuggler as they give you base stat increases to your armor, weapon range, and damage, so they are certainly unavoidable, especially since they give you consumable items to use your illegal mods ability or modify weapon ability, which is a significant buff. Granted, again, you can avoid a lot of that if you like space and you want to do convoys, but not everybody's into that, even people who do enjoy the occasional space, so. How many credits do you get from one of these? For, like, getting the extra effort? I moved up my bank amount, which I wasn't looking at. I was looking at my cash pocket. You get like 30 credits. I mean, I would not recommend this as a way to get credits. That's a terrible ROI. I know which kind of herb plant I'm looking for. I'm going to drive around and see if it spawned in. I don't want to keep clicking plants. I will if I have to, but I just need one more, man. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to keep clicking plants to get something else to spawn. I just need that tall, slender-looking plant. I don't need these shorter plants. This is again why unless like it's your only option, I don't advise ever doing these collect herb quests because you're just at the mercy of luck. Just hoping that the right plant type spawns. If I was to redesign this quest without just ripping it out entirely, I would just change them to gather plants, man. You can still have them look different and produce different types, but just say like, go gather 15 plants. Don't gather specific ones, man. You just get this stuff where like, see, I had that one spawn and these two I don't need. There's multiple quests like this in the game that are like this, and I get it, but at least I'm getting 30 credits per extra plant. Oh boy. Don't get mad at me. I'm gonna keep driving. Oh my goodness. If it wasn't one plant, I'd actually... Oh, there it is. I'd entertain just deleting this. It hasn't been that long. It's just... Come on, man. Okay, there we go. You've gathered all the herbs I need at this time. Bring them back and place them in the storage, and then return to me for a reward. Okay. Let's go to the herb storage basket. One thing that I do like about these unique locations that they modeled out is that they do feel like an interior space people could live in. Granted, it doesn't really look like anyone's doing anything here, but someone could live in this. Going back and playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, there's so many interior areas that are so large. I can't imagine anyone like ever existing in it. They're just so big, and I know it's because of the gameplay, but damn. You certainly took your time. Hey, that's not my fault. Blame the luck. But I suppose you did as well as could. You did as well as could be expected. Here is a little something for your efforts. Perhaps you can find someone to show you what to do with it. Of course. Come back when you are ready and collect more. So we got a glowing seed jar and some random valuables, which the random valuables turn into Nightsister silk or spider silk, which is that currency. And the glowing seed jar, if I open it, it will give us more plant schematics. Cool. All right, well, we did that, so now you know what that's about. Let's move on to some of the other Nightsister. Here's the Nightsister vendor. I have a number of items that I'd be willing to part with if you can pay. Let's see what you have. So here's Alia's Exile, which is the 6% heat color crystal I was talking about. Again, if you take the Singing Mountain Clan option, you get Alia's Redemption. I think that's what it's called. And instead it's a green color crystal and does acid. Both cool, both good. Again, probably the easiest way to get a 6% elemental color crystal outside of Bane's Heart. Bane's Heart's electricity, but it has a cool color, but electricity. There's also other stuff you can get here, so you can get a Nightsister apparel, schematics, you can get some buffs, and you can get some other decorations, some cool weapons. One-handed bowline. It's very similar to the Kashyyykan, one of the Kashyyykan blades we got. Twin-bladed glaive. That one's kind of metal looking. Witch's Warfan. Pretty based one. This is a very, very good unarmed weapon to recraft. There's the crafting scanner interface schematic that I talked about earlier. Nightsister Tapestry. Just the... I don't really like the... It's a screenshot of the game, then pixely imposed on an items. They look kind of silly. But you can get more of those if you do like them. You can also get the Nightsister style hut schematic, which is a structure, and you get signs for your house, whether it's a Dathomir sign, hanging, or standing, if you want to lean on that aesthetic. So there's some of the rewards. Here's the stairs that we were told. So let's go up. We were told to go to the right. Spellweaver Lindra. You are the Outworld spoken for by Rubina. I am. I have learned that certain initiates sent out to gather herbs some distance away have not returned. Maybe they're having a problem with the random number generation. Maybe you should adjust that. Your students are tardy, is that it? I never said they were my students. Okay, whatever. I have, however, endeavored to locate them, but my spells of seeking have failed, which is most unusual. So you want me to go see what's happened to them? Well done. Sounds patronizing, but all right. I will contact you when you have reached the herb field. Try not to be too frightened. Lost. So we gotta go find some lost students. Let's talk to Culnarian Kayas. We need able-bodied people who are not afraid to serve the Nightsisters. We need food gathered, and you can help out by fishing or hunting. I am not fishing. You cannot make me, so I will do some hunting. Very well. Find and kill 5 Bulmas. Then bring me their meat. While they can be fierce creatures, they provide a good meal if you can bring them down. And we'll get woof of leather and a random valuable, which is, again, more currency. So I'll just keep that hunt Bulmas in the back of my mind. Let's look over here. Here's Gethzerion. Those of you who were paying attention during the Aquaman Nightsister headdress will recognize the name, and those of you who've done Aquaman might recognize the name. Speaking with them, I would say I will not waste words when there are tasks to do as an outworlder. Your talents should prove useful when dealing with, among other things, the Singing Mountain Clan or the so-called Spider Clan. What are those other... I guess, what about the Spider Clan? There is and can only be one clan of Nightsisters. This rogue clan is taken up with the spiders. They are is a great enemy and their annoyance is past. Shall I eliminate them? A handful of deaths at the hand of the true Nightsister ally, which shall show them their place. Outlaws. So I believe this NPC is giving you repeatable quests to do, which is either slay Spider Clan, slay Singing Mountain Clan, and then... what's this? Some time ago, I sensed a disturbance in the aura of the planet. Over time, this disturbance has grown. Not a single scout that left to investigate has yet to return. I would have you investigate this and deal with it as befits an ally. I said, I live to serve. Let's do that one. Recon. I think this one's important. I think the other two are just repeatables to get currency with the faction. Same as the herb one or the Bulma hunting one. And the reason I said you can't make me fish is, for those who don't know, there is fishing in this game. It does require a fishing rod and bait. And let's just say it's not an activity I enjoy. It's very similar to the minigame aspects of the Meat Lump theme park. But yeah, it's something you usually macro or AFK somehow. Yeah. Either way, here's our Rancor Tamer, Dax, who says, I lack skills. My work requires grace and talent. Oh, maybe that is something for entertainers. I've never done this as an entertainer, as you can tell. Fast says, so the mysterious Rubina has spoken to you. Impressive. I hear you did some work with her, during which you killed some Rancor? Yes, Mutant Rancor. I need you to hunt some of these abominations. What is the problem with a Mutant Rancor? Other than their appearance, do you know the real difference between the true Rancor and the mutations? I'm not sure. The Rancor is actually quite an intelligent creature with mothers communicating to teach their young. In fact, I believe that could eventually be taught to use weapons and wear armor. Unbelievable, I agree. Yet true, these mutations, however, are mentally unstable and highly aggressive. They are too stupid to respond to the whip and cannot be broken, so that is why they are hunted? It is. Now, it seems that these numbers of these abominations are on the rise. Do you have any idea why? Not really, but clan scouts have located a cave that often seems to be guarded by a particularly large Rancor. The aura of that cave is savage and bestial. So you would have me see what's going on in that cave and eliminate the mutated Rancor. Correct. Many, if not all, of the true Rancor in this cave likely carry the seed of mutation. If they must also be slain, that is acceptable. No problem. Collect some blood from the mutations you slay for me to study. Okay. Let's find the Rancor cave. This is another important quest to do, it looks like. I don't believe this is a repeatable one. It might be, but I think it isn't. So what these quests lead to is you have the main quest, which is Lost, which will be a quest series involving some aspects of Dathomir. Then you have the repeatable quests like the Bulma one and the fishing and hunting one. Yes, I'm getting lost. And then you have some ones that two of them lead up to world boss related quests. You can do these world bosses without doing these quests. There aren't prerequisites for it, but you do get additional rewards for having these quests and completing them at least once. If you ever do set out to do these world bosses, and there's two of them again. And then these other quests, again, this main quest will have us doing some other tasks, but it looks like we have some other stuff to do here. We're close to the Rancor cave, so I guess let's go do that first. Hey, you AFKing over here, gamers. Yep, gamers be AFKing. Oh, one of them is a smuggler. I can hear it. Likely to use that sick junk dealer so they can just deal some junk. Oh, there's a reptilian flyer, baby. Look at him go. While I like the reptilian flyers, taming them's a pain in the ass, as is any large flying creature. The flyers are probably the worst, though, just because their parents are very hostile. So, unlike Pico Picos, who would generally just ignore you, the reptilian flyers would love to just constantly attack you. Hey, there's a Bulma. You collect the meat from the Bulma, 4 remaining. Wow, where'd you all come from? Damn! I didn't know they were hiding right behind the hill, just ready to pounce. Hey, can you guys calm the hell down? I'm honestly surprised I didn't hit the brambles cluster. Did I finish that? Yep, we got enough meat for hunting for Bulma Nightsisters. So when we go back, we'll turn that in, but I was stopping because we got close to the Rancor cave. Let's get a little bit closer and check that out. So there's apparently a pretty buff Rancor guarding, which there is. There is an ancient bull Rancor. I mean, I guess they're smart enough to act as guards, so that is something. Let's get a quest objective. Collect blood samples from Mutant Rancor. This guy's going to want to fight us anyways, so let's just take him out. Alright, let's head inside. So we have to defeat specifically Mutant Rancor, which looks like they're below us. All these guys are going to want a piece of me, though, so we're going to be fighting them on the way down. Let's go left. As it looks like it doesn't go very far right, so... These are very similar to the Mutant Rancor that we fought in the wilds. In fact, I think they're the exact same ones, so... If you have no problem with those, you should have no problem here. None of those are mutants, so I don't care. Okay, I guess the other side actually goes deeper. This one's a dead end. I feel like this is a cave layout that I didn't see too much. I wonder if they made this new cave layout for this theme park, or it just doesn't get used as frequently as other layouts. You look like you barely fit in there, my guy. One thing that I think is funny is if you look at the model for the Mutant Rancors and look at their eyes. I think that they're blind in their left eye, which looks like they got that from combat, which is cool. But the fact that all of them are blind in their left eye from what appears to be combat is strange that they all have that trait. Which, by the way, if you do like the look of Mutant Rancors, you can get them as a mutation in Beast Mastery. It is a stage 3 mutation, though, so quite rare. So if you're... It would require quite the bit of patience if you're trying to mutate it yourself, or quite the amount of credits to purchase it from somebody else. But you can get these as pets. Rancors are stage 2 mutations, so a bit more common. Still will cost you a little bit or take you a bit of time, but not as rare. Okay, and with that, we got all the blood samples, which was good, because I think that was... Yeah, I think we only had one Mutant Rancor left in here. But it looks like we have to return to Fath. But before we return, let's go investigate that disturbance down there, which luckily, if we go to this, click on starports, you see the quarantine zone starport's not too far from it. So instead of driving all the way down there, we're going to get out of this cave and use our instant travel vehicle just to zip right down to the quarantine zone starport. The quarantine zone is something that I will do. It's not high on my list, though, as I have shifted focus and this level 90 era now to taking on activities that I would recommend level 90s prioritize. I obviously, you know, Kashyk's not one that I would put high on my list, except for maybe getting flagged for Avatar Station Hard Mode. But Mustafar, the stuff that I did in Mustafar regarding the Fate of the Galaxy questline, I would highly recommend doing. Same with the Champion Mustafar. I think it's fun. But some of the, like, you know, the minefield, the minor markers and some of those other stuff like the strike quest, not terribly necessary. I just did them for fun. And then same with the Rebel theme park, outside of, like, you know, badge hunting and the decorative items we get / armor we get, you know, not high priority. But I think Witch of the Dathomir, like I said earlier, is a good priority for people, specifically Jedi, trying to get those color crystals. Keep in mind, too, that those color crystals, as we saw, are no trade shared. So while you can't sell them, you can at least give them to your other characters. So say if you just, you know, leveling a Jedi, maybe you don't have all your gear, but maybe you already have like a commando or another character, you can actually do that on their character, get the crystal, drop it in that character's house, and have your other character pick it up. Your Jedi character. I also do like that these crystals are no trade shared, specifically because if they were tradable, it would de-incentivize doing this entirely for people, as it'd be pretty easy to farm the currency you need to buy them and then to sell them. Having to work for a little bit, especially 6% color crystals get. I know Bane's Heart's tradable, but again, not the, like, high... Electricity's not the highest rated elemental. So. Okay, so we're investigating the disturbance. Ooh, we get a blue thing saying, Outworld, perhaps you can succeed where so many sisters have failed. Come speak with me. Speak with the dead. That's kind of metal. Ghost Witch. She's not as blue as she appears in the comm. I'm a little disappointed. I greet you, Outworlder. I am or was Amya Chimeri, the clan mother of the Howling Crag clan. There is so much to tell you that I hardly know where to begin. I don't know why she's so pumped to meet us, but perhaps if I ask some questions, it'll help you focus your thoughts. That sounds like an excellent idea. You may begin. What do you mean? What do you mean you was or were? I was the clan mother. I was Amaya Chimer. The Howling Crag was a clan. Now I'm really confused. I no longer dwell among the living, yet my spirit remains so that I may try to set right a great and growing wrong. What is this wrong? I believe it is what has brought you to me, a disturbance in the aura of the very planet itself. What are those things outside? They are a small portion of what remains of my clan, or what could come to take the place of my clan if things are allowed to continue as they are. What things? The things that have brought you to me, a disturbance in the aura of our beautiful planet that began small but has rapidly grown into a monster. First, beautiful? Yeah. Second, I feel like she's speaking in circles. What do you know about a disturbance in the aura of Dathomir? I do not know for certain, but I suspect the cause. I further suspect it might my own plight are entwined, and it is this that has led you to me. What is it you suspect? Jesus. The outward plague that has come to Dathomir, or rather the Imperial efforts to contain it. Okay, so your problem is with the Empire. Yes and no, motherfucker. In their misguided attempts to contain this plague, they sought to eradicate any trace of its contagion. They believe my clan tainted by such a trace. They destroyed your entire clan? Again, yes and no. Damn it! The three yet remain. They have fought off the infection through the great strength of their spells thus far, but it is winning. They were once sisters of the Howling Crag clan, now they are sisters of the Void. Tell me more about them. My youngest daughter was Nyjah, now known as the Void Sister Huntress. Wait, your daughters? Yes, the three most powerful witches of my clan were also of my blood. Is that by your assessment? Can we get a third party? Whatever. Little Nyjah was a skilled huntress and loved the hunt above all else, except the clan itself. The clan is of love she shared in equal measure with her sisters and her mother. Speaking of their person. And she is losing her battle to this infection. Yes, it has twisted her love with its own need to spread. Now she hunts other witches and then reanimates their corpses in a misguided mad attempt to bring back her lost clan. That's horrible. And though it pains me more than you can imagine to say so, it is true nonetheless. That has become too dangerous to be allowed to continue. Are you asking me to put an end to her? As she is now, I am certain her power would overwhelm even you. You must first distract her, make an offering of her favorite prey on an altar near where she hunts. That should bring her back to herself long enough for you to gain some advantage. And we're going to get some theme park currency, and the hunting hut is a little bit north of here, so let's go to the hunting hut. I asked what are those things outside, but other than sheer mites and malklocks, I don't know the hell I was referring to. Oh, I guess my character. I just want to say that I know writing is tough, and writing dialogue is very tough, especially if you're not experienced in the field. I don't know who wrote this, by the way. I don't know what kind of proofreading went into this. But there's been times over the course of playing this game and doing the quest and reading everything that, you know, there's some things that were written in circles, maybe repetitious, or maybe there's some bugs with like how they reference certain dialogue, yada yada yada. While the lore narrative of this is fine, I don't have any problem with it. Like I did with some of the other quests we've done. I'm looking at you, Rory Legacy. That was very frustrating to read. I felt like I was reading the same thing repeatedly. We were borderline entering Groundhog Day territory. Yeah, that sucked. I know it sounds like hyper nitpicky and critical, but damn. I'm just trying to get the plot out of it, but I felt like my brain was doing backflips there for a second. Especially since it was written in a way that I don't really feel like was easy to verbalize. I feel like someone wrote that and didn't read it out loud. Or maybe maybe the Monster Ultra Paradise I'm drinking, not sponsored, is just messing with my cognitive functions. A lot of this other stuff I've been reading today has been pretty easy to read. That one, though, just... I don't know, man. Just head empty on that. I was struggling. Okay, we were at the hunting hut, where we're going to place the sacrifice on the altar to draw out this presumably curse slash sick slash undead, not terribly clear, Crag clan sister. To get her to stop spreading, oh, I'm supposed to hunt Malclock. Got a little overambitious there. I guess it makes sense that I have to get her favorite prey offering first. It's not like her undead mother is going to supply me with it. Okay, so we got our Malclock meat. Gotta go place the offering, which is away from the hunting hut. There's nothing in the hunting hut, right? Hilariously, there's a tree growing out of it. I mean, you could say that the hut was built around the tree, like as a support, I guess. It just looks kind of funny. Oh, here's the macro dump zone. Here are reanimated witches, and they are walking around like zombies. This makes me wonder, when she was describing this, if they were referring to the Blackwing virus that has infected the quarantine zone. That's probably what she's referring to. But, oh, there's Nyjah over there. Wait, there's two Nyjahs. There's a couple Nyjahs. There's many Nyjahs. I hunt for my clan. Which one's mine? I hunt for my clan. I hunt for my clan. I hunt for my clan. There we go. 5th time's a charm. That smell. Fresh Malclock meat. I remember the hunt, providing for the clan. The clan. Yes, Nyjah, remember who you are. Now look at what you've become. Wow, she's tough. She says, I am a monster. I cannot continue like this. Please stop me. Stop me. And she's level 92. How much health do you have, girl? 68,000? Not too bad. What did I just do? I hit the sprint stem on accident. That's okay. The deed is done. It was necessary. Return to me and we may discuss this. Discuss her sister. Okay, I guess I'm hunting this woman's daughters. I wonder if this update came before or after the quarantine zone update. I'm sure I could figure it out by reading patch notes on the wiki. A good number of the patch notes, because which of the Dathomir were introduced? Oh shoot, it's not on the page. I'll have to. Oh, game update 18.2. Quarantine zone was introduced with game update 14. Okay, yeah. So this came out after the quarantine zone questline came out. So the quarantine zone already existed for a while before Wishes of Dathomir happened. So yeah, it makes sense that they maybe have something related to the Blackwing virus escaping the quarantine zone. I'd buy it. Okay, we are back with the ghost of Amaya. Let's see what she has for her next daughter. Is it true the deed is done? Yes, the Void Sister Huntress is no more. And we got the badge to be the first sister of the Void, and... Yep. Ah, I felt her release from the world, though I loathe the necessity of these tasks. You have my thanks for your assistance. You mentioned that 3 remain? Yes, my middle daughter, capital M. Denkra. Denkra is known as the Void Sister Warrior. She was the protector of our village, and she believes she protects it still, so I can find her in the remains of your village? That is correct. Distraction will once more be needed as well. If you can set some harmless fires about the remains of the village, she may believe it is once more under attack. Hopefully that will bring her back to herself long enough for you to earn some advantage. This village is all the way over there. We ride. I think I know this place. I've done so much creature taming and surveying for resources in the southern part of Dathomir because it's one of the flatter ones, and the southwest portion of Dathomir is the best place to find wild Rancor babies. So I spent a lot of time down here, more time than I like to admit. And I think I know where we're actually going. I'll let you know when we get there if it looks familiar to me or not. But for completing that quest, we got 6 Dathomir, Amber, Waffle Leather, and Spider Silk. Cool, let's add that to our token box. So this quest line, actually, I don't remember doing at all. So I think the Nightsister Stronghold actually has different quests than the Singing Mountain Clan. That's pretty cool. I mean, I guess I could figure that out by either reading the wiki, but I'm going to be real with you all. I've never done the Nightsister Stronghold quests. I've always done Singing Mountain Clan. So I don't remember this. I remember mostly dealing with the Spider Clan and going and, like, killing all the Spider Clan bitches for the Singing Mountain Clan. So this is a surprising change of pace. A welcome one at that. So I guess there's some incentive to also flip to their side once you finish one, because not only if you want to get collections and badges done, slash the other color crystal, but I guess there's other quests for you to do too. A lot of them overlap though, like hunting meat and for the repeatable ones, but it seems like there's some unique ones. Okay, we are now at the Void Sisters village. Does this ring a bell to me? No. This is not what I thought it was going to be. Alright, I have to ignite an inferno, kill it in a flame, start a blaze, and set a fire. Wow, you guys just went through the thesaurus and just, just the fire thesaurus, and we're like, yeah. So, let's do those things. Here's some stack of building materials, which I will... I don't know which one that was, but whatever. I mean, here she is, but these aren't mine. These are somebody else's, I guess. Rancor tanning hide. I could probably... Yo, who put all these sheer mites here? I'm gonna have to remove some of these. This is why I got energy protection and entertainer buff. When I knew we were coming to Dathomir, I was like, should I just only take kinetic? Because it's going to be almost exclusively melee. Like, well, we might run up to spiders or other arachnids that spit, like the sheer mites, which that would be energy, so screw it. So here's that energy protection coming into play here. Oh my god, leave me alone. I'm glad that this Void Sister doesn't jump me immediately. Alright, are you mine? Yep. Flames, the village is attacked. This has happened before. I remember. The village is dead. Dankra Chimeri, remember who you were. Look at what you have done to those who fell here. She goes... They are hideous. I have done this. I have failed them and defiled them. Do not let this continue. Please end this. And then we have to fight, because it's, I guess, warrior's honor or something. And so my second daughter is laid to rest. Please return to me to discuss the fate of my final daughter. So does she appear blue in the comm because it's like she's projecting herself Obi-Wan style, like ethereal spirit style, supposedly, and talking to us and telling us to come back, but then she looks like she did when she was living, or... Back with Amaya Kimare, Ghost Witch. And my middle daughter, the Void Sister Warrior, is no more. Let me get the badge update for that and get more comms. And so another daughter is laid to rest. Now only my eldest, Thestriel, remains. The Void Sister Spellweaver. Spellweaver, great. What shall I do to distract her? You cannot. She is far too clever for that, even in her current state. This time you must rely on your skills alone, and the hope that she is not too far gone for some small part of her to realize what she has become. Uh-oh. Spooky. So the reward for this quest, I guess I'll show when we get it, is a cool schematic. Let me add these to my box. Shout out to the quest name, by the way. Dead is Dead. That's poetry. He didn't like me spinning him. Either way, we're here at the Void Sister Spellweaver. I'm gonna wait till that Camarith gives up the goods. Yeah, I'll take this seriously and put some power-ups on. Laid to rest. 0 of 0? What? I guess she spawned behind me, but didn't decide to jump me. Ah, look, children, another petitioner has come to join our clan. What children? Are you talking to the Camariths or the spiders? Thusriel Kamiri, remember who you were. Look around you, what you have done. It doesn't look like she's done anything. That name, where did you learn that name? Your mother, the clan mother Amaya Kamari, or rather her ghost. My mother, she is dead? My clan is here, they... No, Thusriel, your clan is no more, and this is an abomination. What is... Oh yeah, she screams out, I remember what I've done. I can't stop myself. The thing inside me must kill this thing that I have become. Quickly, I'll hold back as much as I can. And then her mother comes on and says, and thus ends my bloodline. Come speak with me a final time, if you will. Sure. All right, back with Amaya. She says, it's truly over. The Void Sister Spellweaver is no more. And there you go. Got that out of the badge. And that was our 75th badge. Woo! And so it is done, and the Howling Crag clan is truly no more. Though it was grisly work, you have done well, and I give you my undying thanks. The threat had to be put to an end. I could do no less. True, you were instructed to do that. Were you not? Return now to Gethzarion and carry with you the tragic tale of the Howling Crag clan. As a reward, we get some currency here, so we could add that to our box. And finally, we get a schematic for the Singing Mountain Clan mask, which is the mask that she's wearing. It's the spooky-ass looking mask. And it does have other color options. It's not just the gold and the blue. So it's a pretty popular mask, though. If you're going to sell it, I recommend either selling the schematic or selling the service of crafting it, as people usually like to pick their colors. It's what I usually recommend for any items where it's a wearable that has a color offering. Another example of that is if you loot the Nightsister Beret from Akvamin, you want to sell the service of crafting that, or to sell the schematic itself. If you pre-pick the colors, people are less likely to buy it, as they typically want a certain aesthetic with it. All right, so now that we've completed those tasks, let's work on the last one we have marked here, which is Lost, which is to find the site of the disappearing students. So luckily we had a ITV location logged previously for one of the witches that we were giving our wisdom to while we were working with Rubina. So it's not too far of a trek from there. Alright, so we are at the site of the disappearance, so let's see if we can't find any Nightsister students. The Spellweaver content says very good. Yes, through you I can feel the disturbance nearby. Follow the direction of my spell of seeking, and you shall be led to it. Okay. There are some Nightsisters out here. Did you send someone else to look for them? No? You don't know who these women are? All right. All right, we found this trampled plant. Let's inspect the vegetation. Amazing. Yes, through your eyes I see the disturbed vegetation. My spell of seeking shows me a trail leading from there to the walls of the gorge, and straight up them. You should be able to find the other end of the trail with my guidance. Okay, off we go. Oh, maybe the quests are the same? This is definitely the Spider Clan cave that I was thinking of. Maybe I just have memory loss. Probably. Oh yeah, if you're ever at the Spider Clan cave and you're working towards the Master Hunter collection, they're up here, right? Or it's up here? There it is. Oh yeah, so if you're ever doing the like rare hunter collection, the Baneback spider is actually right up here. You know what? To save sanity for the anyone with arachnophobia, I won't zoom in, but I will fight it. Oh yeah, there's two. There's three. I think you only need to kill one, so I will only kill one. Bruh, don't poison me. There we go. The Bane Black Spider, yeah, the trophy creature collection, that's right. And then you get this loot drop, which can be used as a cool decorative item. All right, but let's go back and report our findings. And maybe make a ITV travel log while we're here. I got confused. They have these glowing like quest markers to indicate here's the quest giver, but I think they're above us. Yeah, but they're appearing down on the bottom floor. Interesting. I was like, back with Fath. She says, "Have you have the blood samples?" I do. The Rancor blood samples we collected. Excellent. Let me compare these with the teeth you have provided earlier and see what can be seen. Can you pinpoint their origin? Yes, with the aid of the Spellweaver, Lindra, I was able to go there and find the source of mutations. Okay. And Rancor Tamer is an entertainer thing. She doesn't need our biz. There's Lindra. You have returned. Amazing. When I could no longer contact you, I naturally assumed you had a terminal failure. I see you return alone, however. Tell me what you found. I will. Just as I thought, a night cloak spell. This must be the doing of some sort of rogue Nightsister clan. That cannot be allowed, Outworlder. I have further use of you. Spells? How do I fight spells? There are only two ways a night cloak could cover so large an area. One is for several of these rogue Nightsisters to work together. If that is the case, slaying even a single one could be enough to disrupt the spell. Slaying more than one would just be a sweet topping on the pastry. Cool that you guys have pastries here. And the other is unthinkable. Go back to the cave and disrupt the night cloak. I should then be able to provide further guidance. Okay. Let's speak with Culinarian. This is the Bulma meat. It looks like you have managed to bring some meat back with you. Well done. Thank you. Return to me if you want to do more hunting. Again, that's repeatable. For currency, let's speak with Gazarion. You have investigated and dealt with the disturbance. I do sense a change. I have. Well done, Outworlder. Congratulations, you have added the Sisters of the Void badge to your badge collection of the Dathomir theme park. Cool. Let me get some currency. Is there anything else I could do? Outworlder, your assistance has not gone unnoticed and never will be said that not without gratitude. You wish to show me your gratitude? You, Outworlder, you do entertain me. My gratitude is to Rubina, of course, for letting the Nightsisters her latest toy. Take this cylinder to her as with my thanks. Okay, I guess we have to go back to cylinder. Yes, a data cylinder. That may just be the item which I've been looking for. Bring it back to me. Sure. All right, so we have a couple of quests to do. We have to go give Rubina a data cylinder. Go find more truth about the mutated Rancor and go to the back to the cave. Let's go to Rubina first. All right, we are back with Rubina, and we have a data cylinder for her, courtesy of Gazarion. Rubina says, welcome back, dearie. You have brought me a Clan Mother's little gift. I have it right here. Excellent handover, and we shall see what we shall see. Okay, here we go. This data cylinder is old and badly damaged, but I can make out something about a cache of data cylinders in a location pointing to something called a Temple of the Stars. The name is difficult to read, but I think that is correct. You've been looking for the data cylinders, right? Correct. This is very exciting. Go to the temple and retrieve the cache for me, won't you, dearie? Okay. Which it looks like that temple is way out there. Cool. Let's go to the Spider Cave. All right, we are back at the Spider Clan Cave. Now I have to stop the obfuscation, which is locate the witch responsible for the night cloak spell. So we're going to have to go pants some Night Clan members. Let's make sure we're buffed up and ready to rock. And we're just going to head right into the cave. Because I think that's what we need to do. I hope so. Cavern spiders who don't care about me. Cool. I guess it's because they're broodlings. I guess I'll just kill everybody. I don't remember which one I need to actually kill. I don't know why these Spider Clan members feel stronger than anything else we've fought up to this point, except for maybe the level 92s. But Mayon is having bad luck. A Spider Clan obview strict whatever. Vocab word. Shit. Uh-oh. There were more here than I thought there were. Four should be doable. I would have waited to get all my HP and back before challenging them, but I thought there was 3. There we go. There we go. There was one right there. I didn't have to run all the way in, luckily. Much better. That weakened the Night Cloak. The Initiates are definitely in the cave, but I still cannot pinpoint them. It's up to you to find them and free them. Okay. Free the captives. Well, they're definitely not down there, so let's not go down there. How much health do these NPCs have? 126,000? They have twice the health that those level 92s had. I guess that makes sense why they're taking so long to die. Wow, they really made the ones in here pretty tough. Last time I did this, again, I had at least 2 characters with me, and they were both, you know, at least one of those had a medic pumping heals into me. And the other one had a commando, so I don't remember too much of this. I mean, obviously, you do this in the Singing Mountain Clan one also. So, I guess maybe the quests do overlap, but I just don't remember doing them. I'm guessing I have to keep going deeper. Oh. Patience. Patience. We're just gonna slowly pull them out one at a time. Really? They're not up here? I really gotta go all the way down? Damn. I don't think I need to kill all these spiders to get by. I just gotta kill these at least who are modern. Come on. A little bit further. I know you're ranged. Glad again I put energy protection on my int buff. Okay. Let's try and Scooty McBooty right past here. There we go. There's a captive initiate. Surrounded by 4 Spider Clan members. We defeated 4 earlier, which were a little bit tougher. So this should be a little bit more manageable, especially since we're all ready to go here. Trying to spread paint target around here, so they more of them are taking a little bit more damage from those AoEs. Okay, maybe I should have macroed Bannock. Maybe I should have charged. I am so bad when I'm playing solo about my group buffs, man. When I'm playing in a group, I'm always thinking like, yeah, I got a group buff. But when I'm playing solo, I just don't even think about it other than the A to B. I know I've mentioned this before, but damn. Looks like we squeaked by, though. I've not been getting the Swift Heal procs. We were getting them at, when we first started when I didn't need them, but now I'm not getting them at all. Gosh, so much HP. Alright, but here's the captive initiative. Are you now another illusion of rescue sent to break my will? No, I am quite real. Follow me and I will show you the power that there is in anger and hatred. No, you know not the tortures these foul beings have put to me, nor what I have witnessed them do to my sisters. I have anger and hatred aplenty. So you're not going to let me escort you out of here? You have weakened them. I can feel the power of my passions building in me. I shall battle free on my own and perish in the attempt. Cool. Glad I don't have to do an escort quest. We get contacted by the Spellweaver, though, and says there is only a single initiate left alive. She's bold to face the Spider Clan alone, but there is a fine line between bravery and foolhardiness. Create a distraction to help her escape, then return to me. Cause a distraction, engage acolytes. Okay, we gotta go find acolytes. Some acolytes that I have not yet slain. Like these two. How much HP do the acolytes have? 32,000? Yeah, difficulty definitely varies between these NPCs. Dang. I'm glad that I avoided slaying some of the enemies on the way down, so I don't have to wait for respawns. Alright, we need one more acolyte. Can I find one somewhere? I'm glad that the clan web dancer is dancing, by the way. I feel very immersed. Yes, there's some acolyte over here still. Maybe I can just pull the one that I need. Luckily, most of the enemies are melee, so they'll run straight up to you. Just some of those spiders fit. Alright, that is enough of distraction, apparently, so we're going to return to Lindra now. But we're not. We're going to go, see, what do we want to do next? Let's go to the Cave of Mutations. Screw it. Oh, we're like right in front of it, damn. Alright. We are here at the Rank Crew Mutation Cave, so we found the cave. Please update. Quest, please. Oh, wait, no. I think we're fine. Alright, so we're at the Cave of Mutations. And here we have to explore the cave until you locate the likely cause for this increase in the mutant Rancor species. Whatever that may be. Hey, Bull Rancor. We'll be slaying our way down. This Bull Rancor has about the same HP as a Night Spider Clan Acolyte. So, yeah, they're feeding those Acolytes some good yummies. Make them real tough. Why do you guys have an AT-AT leg in here? Where'd you get that? Slash, why would you want it? I know they said, like, Rancors might be able to use weapons and armor, but damn. It's taking AT-AT parts, huh? I think we have to go further in the cave. I don't think that counts. Nope. I don't think there's anything over there. There are so many Rancors in here. I know they're intelligent creatures, apparently, but you still think that, like, they'd be maybe more nomadic or, like, solitary than this, just because, ma'am, you would need a lot of, like, meat / you need a lot of food to feed all these suckers if you're keeping them all in one spot, you know what I mean? It just seems impractical for them all to, like, live in the same spot, but hey, whatever. Maybe they can get nutrients from the trees. Maybe they're not just vicious carnivores like they look like. I really want to AoE, but the terrain in here makes it difficult to know how big this AoE is going to be. And I think I could get by some of these guys. It's kind of like scoot. Ah, there we go. I think we have to keep going down. I think this Bull Rancor is going to want some anyway, so let's just give him some. This cave is significantly easier than the Spider Clan cave so far. I don't know why they made the Spider Clan so much stronger. I was just like, why are these taking so long? The ones in the, like, I fought for Rubina didn't feel that tough. So I'm like, what are their HP? Oh, they're, like, significantly stronger. Or at least have significantly more HP. This is where the theme park definitely feels like they've turned into more of a group quest. But they don't say that. I mean, I'm soloing it, so obviously, like, it's soloable. And again, my build is not the most durable build / profession in the game. If I was like a Jedi, maybe I'd have a little bit easier for time, or a commando. Then what fun is that? Where's the drama? If you know I'm gonna win every encounter I fight, then it's not very interesting now, is it? Y'all, let's clean house. Come on me at once. Come on. Let's just do it. Should have started with charge. Didn't, though. Because I'm just that big brain. Come on, let's do it. Come on, kill me. Looks like I'm getting some swift heal procs. Good. Good. Maybe I should have put down defense and not offense. This is getting a little close. I'm gonna activate emergency shields there. So activate scatter for a little bit more defense. Yeah. Is that harder than I made it? Yes, that was much harder than that needed to be, but you can't deny the efficiency. I need some HP. Definitely would have died without some of those lucky swift heals. I should have put down a defensive rally point, and maybe I should be rocking like glancing blow or parry, but you know, speed. I think we could scooty booty past these two. Okay, here we are. Thick incubator. What are you making? Trying to go for a mutant rancor? Cool. It's in there. Oh, cool. They even put like a pet egg and like rotated it. Let's be with Kyrisa. Go away, fool outworlder. I have too much work to do. My experiments are at a critical stage. Your experiments, are you somehow making these mutations? Astute observation. Perhaps you are not as stupid as you look. Yes, I have encouraged the growth of these great beasts, enhanced their strength and their ferocity, made them better than they were before. But in the process, you've reduced their intellect. Now they're just mean animals. Bah, they are now and always have been mere brutes. They just need to be broken and made to obey. What about the one in the cage behind you? What the fuck are we talking about? I have corrupted his biochemistry still further with an interesting viral agent I happened upon recently. He has released my efforts to break him, but it is always only a matter of time. But enough. Be gone now before I allow him his first taste of outworld blood. All right, now we run. All right, so that completes our investigations of this area. So lastly, let's go out to the Tower of the Temple of the Stars. So I think we might be able to finish most asterisk of which is Dathomir theme park. I'm not going to be getting on to doing the bosses because they are world bosses. I need a group for that. And they're not exactly popular to do. People do like doing them for the chance at some rare drops, specifically the Nightsister Arm Guard. But they are not the most frequently ran. If you really want to run them with any consistency, you'd either need to form the groups yourself, have some friends that you know that are interested, getting them together, or join a guild that's willing to do that kind of content. I guess I need to sort my ISOs, huh? Whoa, wait, hold on. We looted a 90% green. Hell yeah. So, I didn't mean to dismount. I'm just that excited. So, 90% is extremely rare to get. Doesn't matter stat-wise, no. 90%'s technically more useful than like a 93 point or 98.33% or whatever. Or not 90, 89. 89.34 or whatever. It's technically more flexible, but typically people won't use 90%. Collectors will collect them, quote unquote. I guess I'll sell it. Maybe someone might want it for the memes. I don't know. I don't have any use for a 90% quality. I mean, other than to use it in incubation, but I don't know. Maybe I can get more credits selling it. So, wow. There's my rare drop today. It's the 90% quality ISO. Rather would have gotten something else, but hey, I'm not gonna knock it. But either way, we are now at the Temple of the Stars, which looks like they just copy pasted the Blue Leaf Temple from Yavin 4, maybe the Masasi Temple. But whatever, here we are. This is for Rubina. Go to the data cylinder cache. Oh, it's the Blue Leaf Temple. Okay. Well, we're going down. Legit, I do not remember coming in here. I'm gonna be honest with you. Absolutely not remember any of this. Here's the data cylinder cache, which looks like a scaled down library shelf from the city halls. But whatever, we're gonna take cash. A guardian appears. The Wuffa Worm. This is also a rare mutation that you can get. I forgot what it's called. Oh, hey, dude. I guess I need to defeat the Wuffa Worm. This guy's like, hurry up, motherfucker. Interestingly, it's not hostile. Alright, I'm using this. There we go. Help them kill theirs. It's kind of cool area. Where that's all this is used for, though. Alright, well, we have to return to Rubina now. I don't know why the Wuffa Worm's not hostile, if it's like a guardian, but whatever. I mean, I guess it gives you time to prepare to fight the level 91, but even by myself, I don't really think that would have been much of a challenge. It's kind of a cool location. Shame that there's not much more to do here other than fight the worm. And, I mean, I guess it's just the Blue Leaf Temple copy-pasted. Yes. Rubina. We'll go back to Rubina first. Rubina says, yes, my pet, I see you return with the cash. The temple had guardians. I got it. A single guardian. I mean, I guess there was two because we helped the other one, but whatever. Guardians, you say? Blue reptiles. I mean, they looked red when I examined it, but whatever. I thought the Nightsisters wiped them all out. No matter. You did well. Now, let us see what secrets these cylinders hold, shall we? This should be interesting. Or not. These are even older and more damaged than the first one. If I'm going to get any useful information at all from these, it will take quite a while. Looks like you have a new hobby. Indeed. My thanks for your efforts, dearie. And we also, as a unique reward, we get the Outcast painting. A painting that attempts to capture the solitary of an outcast Dathomir witch. That's kind of a cool painting. I don't remember seeing this painting that often. It's cool, though. Alright, let's go back to the Nightsister Stronghold, shall we? Someone's also been coming here and slaying the Nightsisters. And now they're fighting the boss over there. It's funny. Maybe they're hoping for some holocron drops. Here's Fath. Fath says, Kyrisa is responsible for these mutations, and now she has created a still more dangerous version of the mutant Rancor. Does her hubris know no bounds? It would appear not. And we got the badge, the whole truth. That's just a purification badge. Kyrisa is meddling in things she cannot possibly understand. The corrupted mutation is caged. It's as much as danger to her as to anyone else. This is true. I'm sure she will see the danger to herself and put that foul abomination down rather than risk her own life. She always was a coward at heart. That corrupted mutant should be put down. A creature such as that is sure to be more dangerous than any of the Rancor you have yet faced. If you bring a group of Outworlders to assist you, however, you may be able to bring that thing a long-delayed death. Group event, the greater good. So yeah, this is the boss fight of this little quest segment, which rewards you with some cool currencies, I guess. And this is classified as a world boss. It's repeatable. Definitely get a full group before you go do this one. It is a toughie. But let's go speak with Leandra. And she says, the sole remaining survivor has returned. You have succeeded, Outworlder. She made it back, but where is she? In the process of fighting her way free, it appears she cast a spell fueled by anger. She has now been exiled from her clan to purify herself. Fools. She has tasted true power. Now and will become true. Come to join the true Nightsister soon. That doesn't solve the problem though. As long as the spider clan is strong, there exists danger. So what's going to be done? These rogues cannot be allowed to consider themselves in any way victorious. That means we go kick some more spider tail. Spiders don't have tails, silly duck. Spiders do not have tails. See, the Spellweaver even said it. Using the patches you gathered for Rubina, I cast a spell of Seeking. It leads to another location that is obscured. Go take care of the blah 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 so you can see better, and then you'll leave me in again. Yes, just like before. Cool. So we gotta go find that. And just for reference, if you go back and talk with Zarion, there's no other option here anymore. It's just kill clan members, kill Singing Mountain clan members or Spider clan members. This again are repeatable for currencies to redeem on the Nightsister vendor, but we're not going to be worrying about that right now. Let's just keep sticking to what we've been doing with the Spider clan, since go slaying the mutant rancor is the natural end of that quest line. And again, you do need a group for that one. It might be soloable, but that's not something that I can do with my current setup. All right, so we're here at the obscured location. Yes, this is the place. Stop the obvious from maintaining their spell, and I'll contact you again. So we gotta defeat 6 of them this time, not just 1. Let's go. Oh, looks like someone was just in here and cleared out a whole bunch. Let's go right, actually. Yeah, hopefully there's some down here, because I think I remember a lot of them being to the left. We'll find out. Man, they all got big HP pools again. That sucks. Uh-oh. They also hurt. Maybe the spider's the easiest one to kill here. I am like one series of unlucky crits or punishing blows from dying. Maybe when my pups wear off, I'll put some more defensive ones on. Ah, man. I remember a lot of them being down the left side, but again, another player just came out of here, so... Yeah. Oh, wait, no. These named NPCs are... Stop the blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I'm like, can't pronounce that word right now. Obfustrix? I think that's what it was. Well, who the hell is attacking me? What am I in combat with? It must be a spider somewhere else, and it must be shooting me. Come on. What am I in combat with? I didn't think I was gonna have to worry about, like, invisible spiders. Oh. I thought I saw it for a second. I have no idea what's hitting me. Where? Where are you? There you are. Finally, you came out of hiding. Okay. There's some more of the NPCs I had to defeat. So I guess going right in this cave was the right option, and looking for these named NPCs. We're just gonna go for it. Yeah, I figured that Protector would be the weaker of the 3. So just hit her as hard as possible. Alright, so we've got to find one more named NPC, so let's keep going deeper. I have a feeling I need to go back. Nope, there's a named NPC right here. Just had to stay on target, I suppose. Alright, let's try and take out the Stalkers, Protector, and Sentinel first before worrying about the named NPC. And we're definitely going to use a defensive rally point here. And then charge macros. As in the macro binocular, electro binoculars. Looks like the Stalkers are the weaker of these two, so let's take out the Stalker before the Sentinel. That electrocution debuff, by the way, you can purge with anything that cleanses dots. So if your profession that has a dot cleanse, that's how you can get rid of that one. That's what I've been doing. And with that, we fell the last one. It took more than before, but that weakened the Night Cloak. There's definitely something important deep in this cave complex. You must discover their secret. I believe you do have to go down to the left, but since we're already over here, let's just keep going. Springston. QA chat. Well, I can't read QA chat, so out of sight, out of mind. Wow, that looped all the way back to the beginning, at least. At least there's that. I'm just right now dead sprinting with the sprint stim to find what the secret is. I believe the secret's down this left path, though. There's thinner numbers over here. They haven't quite all respawned yet. Maybe both. I think you have to keep going this way. I definitely vaguely remember where to go in here. Yeah, here we go. Here's Puro Flying Light. You have done enough damage to our clan, Outward, to leave us. And just who are you? We are the matron of this clan, the voice of our queen mother. Now we have to go back to Leandra, because I guess that's all we really needed to know. We won't worry about the slime-covered eggs. Alright, but that's everything. Let's get out of this cave. There's nothing in here interesting, right? There's, like, no collection. Spider Clan Queen's Consort. Looks like it's a Baneback spider. Level 93 with 72,000 health. Still weaker than your Night Cloak individuals, but whatever. We don't need to defeat her, so we're just gonna leave her. Dathomir is certainly not the place with anyone that has arachnophobia. Unless you find comfort in slaying a bunch of spiders, then have at it. Back with Leandra. So you spoke with the Spider Clan matron, and the secret they guard so heavily is the location of their queen mother? Yes. And we got the Everyone Hates Spiders added to our collection, and the Arachnophobia badge. Well, at least the devs were self-aware. The Spider Clan is weakened, and this queen mother they guard remains a threat. But perhaps she is a threat for another time. I believe the Spider Clan has learned its lesson for now. As long as the queen mother lives, so does the danger. Yes, unless a victory proves superiority. If it is an illusion and temporary, further battle at this time would serve no purpose. The Spider Clan's Queen Mother will prove more dangerous than anything you have yet faced with the Spider Clan. However, as you have a number of other Outworlders with you, perhaps you are prepared to take the challenge? I don't have any other Outworlders with me. I don't know who that guy was, but sure, bring it on. Go then, challenge the Spider Clan matron and defeat the Spider Clan's Queen Mother, which will give us some more currency. And this is the second Dathomirian world boss tied to this, which is the Dathomir theme park, which is the Spider Clan matron. Again, I don't have the group to do that right now, but that is definitely something that I recommend forming group for. Again, you might be able to solo it, or maybe not get or maybe complete it without a full group, but I'm not really here to test that today. But one thing that I want to do for sure is let's take a look at the currencies you've earned today. So let's examine my token box here. You know, it's probably easier to read if I just click the open. Oh, I'll change this window up a little bit. All right, so today we earned 27 Dathomir Amber, 16 Spider Silk, 15 Rancor Teeth, 8 Wuffa Leather, and 8 Rare Dried Herbs. You won't have this exact amount as the random valuables will randomize which tokens you're getting. Obviously, we did either some sort of quest or just the luck that we had ended up giving us a lot of Dathomir Amber more than anything else. Good amount of Rancor Teeth, though, and Spider Silk. But let's go look at the rewards vendor to see how far we've gotten to earning something from it. So a good example of that is let's check again what the color crystal was, which is 25 Amber, 5 Silk, 5 Rancor Teeth, 5 Ruffa, and 5 Dried Herbs, which, you know what? That's actually purchasable. We got just enough in all of those to purchase this color crystal. So if you go through this theme park the same as I did, doing once of every quest, but doing all the main quests, getting up to the world boss segments, and then doing, the repeatable quests at least once, you should have enough to purchase the color crystal immediately. Depending on your luck, though, you might need to do a little bit more to round out your tokens in the event that you got much more of one thing than the other. Or maybe you didn't get just enough Dathomir and Amber like we did. The schematics are pretty cheap, though, but they require specific tokens. I don't know if the food is really worth anything, except for the Dole Gourd. I think that you can actually use for some stuff. For the Gnar root, I think that's it. Niche uses on those, but I know of some players who've used those for some things. Again, schematics, not too bad. Definitely walk away with a few of those. Weapons, though, require a bit more work. So, for example, if you wanted the Witch's War Fan, which is one of the more coveted items, definitely going to need a lot of Rancor Teeth for that one. Actually, all the weapons require 20 Rancor Teeth and then 5 of all the others. So, going to need a lot of Rancor Teeth. Signs are 666. 66. The style hut, you're going to need 30 rare dried herbs for that one, which we only have 8, so you're going to need a lot of that. But either way, that is the Witches of Dathomir theme park. Hope you found that useful and enjoyable. I definitely enjoyed it. I was glad that we were actually able to get into the main part of the theme park relatively quickly, only really spending 90 minutes to get through the introduction and then the Rubina segment, which is half the time that I thought it was going to take. Maybe I have a warped perception of it since I did it with so many characters at once. That's probably it. And I'm going to walk back the thing I said earlier about them having unique quests. I actually think both quests at the end are the exact same. I definitely know the Spider Clan and the Mutant Rancor one are the same between Singing Mountain and Nightsister. So the one with the ghost probably was. That one was pretty brief, though, which is probably why I didn't remember it. But thanks for tuning into this one. I'll see you in the next one later.